So good evening. It is Wednesday. How y'all doing?
How you doing?
We're here with Warm This Up. Tori
Happy
back
hump.
on Wednesday
Happy hump
night.
day.
I got Alex. Hump day. Yeah, hump day. So big stuff in the country, right? Biden got sworn in. So I figured we kind of launch the show with this. I thought it was kind of appropriate. First black vice president.
Yes.
I thought it was very important.
And woman.
On the screen. So I want to bring this on the screen.
Keyword woman.
Yeah, first woman. So hold on.
And on National Independence Acceptance Day today too. International Acceptance Day of all days. I think it's great.
Right.
Like timing is everything, like I always say.
Then,
yeah. Their logo is embrace diversity.
It was great for an interview. You know, great day, man.
Absolutely.
It was good to be here.
Full circle.
Robinette Biden Jr. do solemnly swear.
I, Joseph Robinette Biden Jr. do solemnly swear.
That I will faithfully execute.
That I will faithfully execute.
The office of President of the United States.
Office of President of the United States.
And will, to the best of my ability.
Will, to the best of my ability.
Preserve, protect, and defend.
Preserve, protect, and defend.
The Constitution of the United States.
The Constitution of the United States.
So help you God.
So help me God.
Congratulations, Mr. President.
So big day, right? Let me take that off the screen. So big day, guys, right? I think
yes.
Day. End of a Donald Trump era.
I mean, like I'm not trying to be no sourpuss or nothing, but it makes it official. You know what I mean? But it's like, I still won't forget that. You know, it should have been done. Like,
no, nobody will forget.
You know what I mean?
All we can do is move forward.
And exactly, I was just about to say that. So thank you for reading my mind, Tori. But for sure, and for sure, you know, like I said, not to be negative, but yeah, and that's the positive. It's a fresh start, you know.
Right.
Almost like the Lions. We'll get into that later, though.
Right. I just laughing because it just says someone just put the orange pendejo is gone, but
yeah, and was sworn in by a Latino judge.
I think that's hilarious.
Beautiful.
So that's beautiful. It's everywhere.
Diversity is beautiful.
There you go. Better word.
So, like I said, we're sitting here with Born Bishop. Man, we sat on the phone chopping it up last night for almost 3 hours.
Oh, wow.
I was blown
away. Never-ending testimony, man.
Yeah.
Are you sure you never came across them, Drake? Like,
I never did. You know what I mean?
Much like, stuff as you did.
You know, we played your video on last Saturday, and I kind of addressed it with a couple of the guys, or Alex and Tori. And I told him last night, and you know, I hate to drop, but I hate to drop the F-bomb, but like I said, God was fucking shining down on you on that when you guys were recording that day, because I mean the birds were chirping. It was a beautiful day.
Right.
Listen, it's okay, Enrique. You can love God and say fuck a lot. I do all the time.
So
hey,
and me and him are like this. Okay, we're like this.
Yes,
he was.
Mad props too to the video guy, man. The dude shot the video. Man, Augustine, my dude, man. Envision Entertainment. He's the biggest thing in videos.
I'm gonna have to hook up.
Your video was beautiful.
Yeah, it
the
was.
Flowers, all of it, such the whole vibe.
Like even though you were doing, and I'm only like critiquing because I'm acting like I know something because I went to Specs Howard. I went to Specs Howard, did a couple shoots and stuff. But no, like you know, we were taught to like use like almost the same angle, but a different, but different. And it was like some of the angles were the same, but they were even,
the right
but
angle.
like each angle that was almost looking the same was even better. It was like you said, it was just timing
it
is
was
everything.
beautiful.
It was
Definitely,
it was dope,
definitely,
man.
the Lord was shining on you for sure that day.
Hey, I feel he was definitely happy about what I was doing, man.
Right. And that's the most beautiful I've ever seen St. Anne's.
I was baptized there. It's beautiful.
Right.
Beautiful church.
I mean, that video, it meant a lot, man. Like St. Anne's doing it, it meant a lot. That represents a lot to me. That represent my hood, like Southwest.
Right.
It represent a change in my life, and it meant what the Lord had did to me. It was just a lot. Like it just meant so much.
Oh, you just gave me goosebumps.
Right.
It just like,
and I felt that when I watched the video. It was just, so uplifting, and you know what I mean, big time.
So let's get into it. So originally, he was born in the South. Okay, he came to Detroit as a teenager. Unfortunately, they did move to Southwest Detroit. He got into so he got integrated into the flows, Central Flows.
Say what?
So I know
me, man.
about this. So he goes. He's at Chatsey. He gets into some trouble. He ends up doing some time, and he doesn't do time as an adult because he's still a teenager. He does about a couple years. Right. He gets out a little. I guess you were saying you get out a couple months early, because you're supposed to do a 2-year stretch. You get out a little time. He's trying to hone his skills. Some of the influences he's telling me, he's Pac, some of the stuff that he's listening into, juvie. I guess you would say juvie prison or juvie.
Yeah, I really, man, I had remember the tape cases at the time that held all the cassettes.
Right.
The brown cases.
Yeah.
Everything, all the rap music. I listened to it all to really, I really, didn't have a favorite at that time. I come to end up liking Pac the most, but at that time, I really listened to it all. Like I had a tape case full of everything new that came out of rap.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like if it was from the old school to
all the
LL,
flavors
to Nas to you know what I mean, to everything coming out, man. Like just vibing off it all and feeling it all, man.
Right. So somebody just asked, do we have the link? Connie, I'll play it for you in a little bit. But we're gonna play some of the videos and stuff like that. So we'll play it for you. So just be patient. So so you do this stretch. You're kind of learning your rap skills as you're kind of locked up. You got nothing but time on your hands, right? Reading a lot, stuff like that. You get out a little early on this gun charge. And then you come back out. You're still kind of, I guess you're not really banging on wax yet, but you know what I mean? You're still hanging out with the same crowd. And at the time, you tell me you hook up with Ruben over at Planet Rock.
Right.
He tells you, come through, rap on some vinyl or whatever beats and stuff, and you're going up there probably on your spare time, hanging out with the boys from the flows or whatever, right?
All my time was either be in the streets or my spare time was going to Planet Rock.
Planet Rock.
You know what I mean? Stay out of the
or whatever. And there was, and I know we had this conversation, but I thought it was funny because I said it was always difficult for me because I was such a head. You know what I mean? I was such a hip hop head growing up in Southwest Detroit. You listen to, you said the hardest motherfuckers always listen to freestyle. So that was always funny. You know what I mean? So you were like, hardest motherfuckers always listen to freestyle, but not me. I was always listening to hip hop.
Oh no, wait, you mean freestyle rap or just club
freestyle? Club music. Club music.
Lil Susie and all that type of
then
stuff.
I must be the hardest in Southwest Detroit. No, I don't listen to it like I used to, but go ahead.
Man, back in the day,
I mean, that's what I learned to DJ off of. I'm not gonna lie. It was Planet Rock. It was Planet Rock. More or less, more so beats like Planet Rock and like Numbers and Cybertron and all that stuff like that.
We know 9-3, 9-4, 9-5. I hung around grew up around some of the worst, the who we looked up to, and they was like, hey, coming through around the corners, throwing it up, and you know what I mean? Coming to that Lil Susie and all that, you know, the classics, man.
Right.
That's what they listen to.
Yeah, for sure. All it took was, you know, just to see, I mean, a couple girls dancing to that shit, and I mean, it's, you know,
that's all you needed was a couple girls dancing.
Rap music wasn't going on. Like,
around these parts, Southwest Detroit, yeah, for sure. You know, there at St. Anne's, I mean, that's where I went. That's where we went to dances and they played nothing. But when they would put on a rap song, the people that allowed them to do this party came out and were like, turn that off.
Yeah.
Play the other stuff. Man. Play the I've been to all of them. But go ahead.
So you're going to Planet Rock, you're hanging out with the boys, whatever the case may be. You meet a couple guys that can basically say, "Hey, you know what? We want to sign you to a record deal. It's your first record."
My next door neighbor, Vic.
They hear you. Yeah, they hear you. We want to sign you a record deal. You're, I don't know, what you say, 16?
I'm about 16. Yeah, he told me his cousins had a record label and they had a group they was, you know, putting together. Maybe he should take me over there to let them check out my music and see how it is.
They love your music. You're like, I don't care what this fucking contract says.
Right.
I just want to rap and I want to because you at the time you were new. You're like, I don't even know this. They got a team that, you know, I'm recording on a damn tape. You know what I mean? They got a whole team
tapes, putting it out myself.
Yeah, so you know, this is an upgrade for me. So definitely, I don't care what this contract says. If they want me to dress up like a damn clown, I'll do that.
I don't know if he would have did that.
Right. Give me the pen. Give me the pen.
But what I'm saying is, you basically said it don't matter what this contract says.
What year was this again?
Like, hey, for real, I'm going from doing it for real. They talking with lawyers and contracts, and you know, we got our own label and concerts and T-shirts and albums, and going to the studio instead of going to Planet Rock rapping and putting my tapes in there and things like that. Like, you know, it was a big difference. So I'm like, yeah, give me the contract. Like, let's do it.
Give me the contract. And so you guys are all new to the game. So you guys, this is a whole, actually, you're learning the process as you go. Not
they
just
were too,
but them as well. You're learning how to talk to lawyers. You're learning the contracts. You're learning to talk to these record stores. And this is all brand new because you guys are negotiating these contracts with these record stores, with these lawyers. So it's you guys are getting on the job learning, which is great, right?
Right.
And they say, hey, you know what? We got this studio and you ain't got none but time on your hands. You know what? You're like, I'm going to fuck around with these Pro Tools. I'm going to fuck around with this board. I'm going to learn the engineer part.
Right.
And you just start picking up and you just like, you know what? I'm going to start learning how to make beats too. And it just turns into now you know how to engineer. Now you know how to make beats. Now you're more of a necessity, not just a rapper, right? You're not, you know what I mean? So you're doing this or whatever the case may be. And, you know, you're, like I said, you're more of a necessity now because okay, now this guy is learning all this.
Slowly becoming a producer.
Right. Yeah. So you know, this is
so much, man.
Yeah, you're learning so much. Right. And then this guy that you break off, truly your boy says, you know what? I'm going to go start my own record label. He tells you,
he really broke off. They had like, you know, creative differences, I would say. They broke off and he just wanted me to help him. He was starting his label. So I was, you know, still with the, you know, with our label, but I was going to help him. And that wasn't, you know, that wasn't vibing right, me helping him, but I was willing to.
You were helping both. You were helping both sides.
Right.
But you just basically said, "You're my man, and $50,000 and all. I'm gonna help you,
I'm gonna help you out.
and
Right.
we're gonna start Truly's team, and you help on both sides, and then eventually you guys ended up breaking off. So so you guys start Truly's team, and it just becomes, you know, you start recruiting, you start producing, you sign Big Man, you sign all these different artists, and then you get the next big thing to Eminem. You say you guys do this concert, and you try to get Eminem.
We will see. That was our first concert,
right?
When we were when I got signed the contract with them, with Up in Smoke Records, the guys, you know, the ETs or whatever, who signed us to the contract. Our first, like, Eminem and them, they was the, you know, the biggest thing popping at the time. And I guess they couldn't get in touch with Eminem, so the next big thing, next person they can touch was Proof. So they were like, they got in contact with Proof, and he was like, you know, he couldn't do it because if he did it, he couldn't come open up for us. It would be like we would have to open for him. He's you know, he's the man right now. He's like, but I got some artists who I'm putting out. I'll have them come do that for y'all. I'll have them come open up the show for y'all. We'll come down there, do it like that, you know. So we was like, cool, that's what's up, you know. That's love.
Man, Proof was such a
was the Purple Gang.
Purple Gang, Our first show on 4th Street. What's the name of the club I was telling you?
Club International.
Club International. First show was there. Club International.
You said, you were telling me. So you guys are banging. Money's going everywhere, but you know, people are flossing and everything. Money's going everywhere. Purple Gang throwing money. Southwest Detroit.
Hey, Southwest didn't understand that. They was like, hey, these guys throwing money, like we ain't got money. So it didn't get violent though. They just started throwing money back. You know, Southwest wasn't even into that then at that time, throwing money. But they just got to throwing money back. So it was just like a money throwing fest. And the concert was just so live, man. It was real live. And after that night until now, like we grew a big relationship, like real cool. We was cool with, you know, with Proof the whole time, cool with Purple Gang the whole time, still. Up until this day, like, you know what I mean? We all still cool. When we did go and do the Team Truly thing, they helped so much, man. They was like, man, real beneficial to that movement. They really helped a lot, man.
So it's mad love. And you tell me that you guys dive in. You guys are constantly in the studio. You actually opened a studio up on I think you said Evergreen and Ward. You guys opened up your own studio. What was the name of the studio?
Studio Truly.
So you guys opened on the west side, Warrendale. You guys had the Purple Gang going through. You got Bizarre going through. You got all these different artists that are going through.
Obi, I mean Trey Little,
Trick.
Nah, you know, Trick never came through, but
really,
Trick
what about
was cool? Like him and Truly had some shows together and everything. But he you know, Trick got his own studio now.
Yeah, he does the Blue Room.
What about Obi? I'm just
Obi was there all the time. Stay recording, Obi. Yeah, man, stay recording.
Shout out to Trick. He came to Zach's funeral.
That's awesome, man. You know, and
Yeah,
Proof, like the one thing, like I didn't meet Proof personally, but as much as we was at St. Andrews, like sometimes twice out the weekend, he was like a couple of friends, you know, I hung around with. He was really cool. He reached out to a friend of mine. Shout out to my boy Fu. You know, Suicide Kings. Proof. And you know, he reached out to a friend of mine. Like I said, his name was Fu. I don't know if you ever messed with him or know about him, but
I know his name.
He's from Southwest Detroit. Good friend of mine. Grew up with, going to high school and everything. And he reached out. He met Proof, and Proof actually reached out to him and was like, literally left them a voicemail. This is back in like, you know, 99 or something like that, 98. And so come on down, man. And, you know, you got to get like, and just to hear that story was like, said a lot about how he was, you know, he tried to help. He tried to help people out.
I'm going to stop you there, Alex.
Go ahead. Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, that's how he was.
You had your own Proof story. that, and I know that Proof meant a lot to Eminem, and Proof meant a lot to Truly, because you said that the biggest thing that Proof meant to Truly was when because he called him white boy. You said that he gave him a book, and he basically said, "Hey, white boy, here's how you start a record label." And he gave him that book, and you said
a book.
That book.
It was called.
And he held that book. So it
was called How to Start a Record Label.
This is my Bible, and this is how you start a record label. So shout out to Proof.
It meant a lot to him, like by him giving him that book.
He basically mentored a lot of people.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
He really did.
And I just want to say this. I maybe about a month ago, shout out to my cousin for giving me his hooking me up to the Apple Music, and I just started downloading a lot of stuff, and I actually listened to his whole album. And I was so excited for him when his Proof album, Jerry Garcia album came out, and I went and bought it. I went and paid cash, from Southwest, from Detroit, Michigan. I'm gonna give them their money. I'm gonna put that in their pocket, and I couldn't wait for that to come out. And he had, I listened to it and I was like, man, this album is like so forgotten and it's so disrespectful. Like when I listened to it, and I was just like, how come? And I was posting a couple things on Facebook and stuff, but I was just like, wow. I mean, he had Method Man on there, he had Cypress Hill on there. I mean, he was so ridiculously respected by all his hip hop peers and all that.
It's crazy,
and he's so forgotten. So I just wanted to say that.
Going to shows like where he was at, you would see people like Redman and them up in there against the wall. You know what I mean? I'm like,
not surprised.
Yo, I'm looking like Redman. I'm like,
they were that
cool.
tight.
You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Play cool.
He was that tight, respected.
I'm tripping like, yo, Proof got some people in here. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And we told them one time, the little hall on Michigan and Central, right across from
the VFW.
That little.
Oh yeah, right across from the old Comerica.
We tell Purple Gang like, yo, tell Proof to come see us perform. We had this show there. He like, wow. Okay, bet my duty. I have him come up there. Hey, we performing there. The range pull up. The long keychain come walking up in there. He came up there in that small hall to check us out.
That hall, you can't. 100 people is packed.
Hey,
75 people is packed.
In there. Keychain this long. You know what I mean?
Take up the whole shirt.
Hey, yeah.
I know.
That's crazy.
Real.
That's
real
crazy.
cool, man.
So let's go back. I mean, you like I said, you guys. And I like the concept that you guys originally did. You said, the way Truly worked it out was kind of genius. You guys all out your albums.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? In the row, you released all of them, and then you guys went for all together. You guys did all your guys all songs.
That's dope.
And then you went back in the studio or simultaneously, and then you know what I mean. And then you did the second wave. You did your second albums. And then you did your third album. Well, you got to the third albums almost. So, and then you got, you and Truly, you pulled him aside, kind of like a brother, and basically said, "Hey, you know what? I don't like the direction it's going. It's time for me to step away." It
wasn't the direction that things was going. It was just I didn't feel it was going safely for him, but he was looking at he said, "Yo, he like, man, we're gonna be famous." Like that's all he's seen. He's seen because we got a deal at that time. We got a deal for $50,000, and at that time, $50,000 to us was like, whoa. We went from getting a record deal to just getting on to now we got another whole record label, and now we got a $50,000 deal. So it was like, whoa, we get all the clothes we want, the jewelry we wanted, we doing our thing. So now, $50,000 back then, we were seeing
right. Instead of saying studio time first, we
got our own studio.
Okay. So $50,000 deal back then was
at that time, okay. Okay.
We got our own studio. This with everybody coming through and all that. Obi and all them in there. Trey Little, all them dudes in there, man. It's love. Like,
I just wasn't sure about the timing, but okay.
Yeah, man. It was great. So like, but you know, I was like, man, I just didn't feel. I'm like, yo, things ain't looking too safe, man.
Right.
But he was like, yo, look. He know where I'm from, what Southwest, this and that. He had me pulled to the West, like, yo, just chill out, man. I'm like, look, dog, nah, man, nah. He like, Mal, chill, man. Mal, chill out, man. It's good. We gonna be famous, dog. Look, he like, I already know it. I can feel it. We gonna blow, man. So just chill, Mal. I'm like, all right, man.
So let's touch on that. So your rap name is Malachi at the time. And
Malachi,
he called you
so
Mel.
I let him again, yo. Truly, man. I'm telling you, dog. This and that. I'm telling you, dog. You gotta, man. Yo, Mal, just chill. He always just thought I was just. I'm from Southwest. I'm fooling this and that. That's what he always felt like. Yo, just chill. We gonna blow,
this is like I said. This is 2007, and you like I said, you step away. For whatever reason, you just felt like not maybe I guess not say outgrew it, but you just felt like it wasn't going in the right direction. Whatever the case,
right.
Wasn't safe.
I told him, look, it ain't. I see things going on that I don't feel like, and I tried to let you know about it. So I'm gonna have to step back, man. I said I don't want none of the bread, none of the music. I'm gonna just step away because that ain't what I'm after. I'm not like, yo, give me my cut. I'm taking these tracks. I said, yo, I'm just leave everything, and
you did a Dr. Dre, right? Death Row. I step away. This is all yours.
Exactly. Yeah. I never thought about it like that. Yeah, exactly. The same thing. I don't want nothing. I'm just.
That's the best way to cut ties.
Exactly. I never thought about it like that. Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Well, I asked you last night because I know we talked about it. I was like, was there any Death Row thing going on? But then you said no. But yeah, you did do a Death Row. Or Dr. Dre. You did step away and said, "Look, done." So you walked away. It's 2007, and then you do some soul searching, right? And what you basically told me is, you're from the South. Anytime that you ever actually, the church was always closed because you always had that upbringing, right? The church was always closed. No matter to any time, you always went to church. Your mom said anytime there was a problem, go to church. If you needed an answer, go to church. So you were soul searching. So in 2009, you make a change. You moved to, you said, Decatur. So you moved back home where you were born. You moved down there. You changed your whole life. You uplift from Southwest. You go down to South. You get a job. You get a house. You know, everything has changed for you.
I felt like up here. I felt like I was done. I'm done with music. I done went up here, then got a 50,000 deal. I went from this down up here. Now I can't go start back down here again and try. I'm like, no.
Yeah, you didn't want to go back to selling tapes out of your ride.
I'm done with music. That's what I felt.
Like I'm done.
I'm going to get a job, but I can't do it here because people know who I am. So I'm just going to get a job. I'm going back.
Start over, start fresh.
Yeah. So I just left.
Clear your mind.
Yeah.
So you're working down home. You're working back at home. You got a good job. You got a house.
Got a house.
You start over.
Right.
It's 2014.
Right.
You hear stories that truly ended up getting locked up. Tax evasion. And you basically told me God has spoken to you. God has guided you at all the right places, all at the right times. So you step away from, God has guided you from when you got into the tussle with the gun, because you got out early, and then it moved you into your rap career. Then
and then let me tell them, back then when I got like you said, I was banging with the flows back then. When I got locked up for them 2 years.
Oh yeah, I forgot about that.
Before I got out, they got hit with the RICO law. That's when they got all hit with the RICO law. So if I would have still been out at that time, I would have
would've
got
got hit
tied
with
Got
in
it
all
here
that
too. Yep.
So I got locked up,
You
and I didn't
avoided
get
that.
caught in none of that. So when I got back out, it was like God looked
Divine
out for me,
timing.
basically.
Right. So you avoided
Divine
that.
timing.
Right.
Yeah.
Try to
So
tell you,
avoided that.
time
You
is
avoided
everything.
the tax evasion because you were locked. You weren't involved anymore in the Truly record
So when
label.
I walked away from that, after that, the feds come in, hit them for gun cases, tax evasion, this and that. If I would have been there, I would have been sitting there on the computer. When the feds come in there, I would have been hit. You know, I'm there
You've been right
working.
next
I'm
to
the
the
All the
engineer.
all the unsafe stuff you started
Tax
to see
evasion
unraveling
and guns
and starting
this
to
and that,
build.
all that I would have been
You
caught up in
removed
it.
yourself. God
Like the
removed
Lord
you.
just guided me away from that.
So God intervened once again and saved you.
Right.
So you get a call in 2014, and I know we had this deep conversation, right? Because you're like, I never thought of that. So he says, hey man, I'm putting the band back together. And I always put it that way because it's more of a wrestling thing, right? I always say that. Alex knows what I'm talking about. I'm putting the band back together, but it really is not a band, but I'm putting the crew back together, whatever the case may be.
The
But
clay.
I'm putting the band back together. And that means he's going after all the artists that was once the Truly thing.
No, I mean, it wasn't that because everybody else was doing other things. Like,
Right.
it was really only me and him and Big Man. The other guys like doing movies and things. Like they doing their thing.
Damn.
Doing film.
Like
He's getting the core guys. When I say band back together, the guys that probably meant more to him than anybody else.
Right. I feel what you mean.
Okay, so he's saying, I'm going to put the band back together. He calls you. He calls Big Man, whatever. He calls you and says, I need you. I need you in my corner. How do you feel? And you said, for whatever reason,
I'm looking at it like, I'm here. I done got a house. I got a car. I'm working. New life, all that.
What I need you for. And I hate to
But
put words in
something
your mouth,
in my mind told me to just tell him. He was like, yo, I'm about to put it together. I need you, though. You know what I mean? I need you if I'm going to do this, right?
Right.
And I was like, you know what? I said, whenever you're ready, man, I said, just let me know and I'll be down there.
So, real quick, can I ask a question? Was this the original guy?
Yeah, truly.
That you had? Okay, so.
And I just
want
he
never had a plan. He never had a plan in the beginning, so he couldn't give you one still. I mean, you know what I mean? As far as like even an idea, a broad idea of what he wants to do with you, and you know what I mean? Like, did he ever discuss that with you? Like, give you an idea of anything?
Our deal was it was his label. He was CEO, and I was the president of the label.
Okay.
And I was, we out of the studio we ran, we charged $50 an hour. He said since he was gonna pay the bills, so he get 30 and I get 20. So all day I'm getting $20 an hour, like, which is great. Like people get paid that in plants and everything. You know what I mean? Like, which is a great job. And get to put out my albums and do everything. And so it was I didn't get charged for anything I wanted to do. If sold my music
saves you money
all all mine coming in on my music, I kept everything. You know what I mean? So I didn't have to pay back nothing off mine.
Okay.
So question, from the time the feds came in and all that until the time he called you and said he wanted to get things back together, and maybe I missed this, how long was that time period?
That was about he got locked up and did a few years, so I would say maybe 6-7 years, something like that.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, we're about
2000. So he had some time to think.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
So we're about 2014, Tori, I believe.
Yeah, I'm kind of definitely changing my life. And
he has this conversation with him, and he's like, "Look, I'm your man." So he gets a call, and if I recollect, you said it's about a week later. He gets a call from one of his close friends, Big Man, one of the second artists that they signed, and he's balling. He's balling. He says, "I got some bad news. Truly just overdosed."
Wow.
Right. Yeah, he was dead. He was like, "Yo, man, truly
Wow.
dead, man. I was like, what? And you know,
Damn.
like just
So
a
he,
week
you know,
ago,
he's getting the call that's saying, "Hey, pack your bags. We're ready to put this." So rest in peace,
Wow.
truly. I didn't really know him, but he said he's Mick Love's nephew.
he is.
Oh.
He DJ
Oh,
Mick.
wow.
This is it. People didn't even know that.
Damn.
Like
Wow.
he looks white because his father was white, but really he's Puerto Rican. Like,
That name
you know
sounds
what I
so
mean? Like
familiar
he
too.
really DJ Mick Love.
Swear.
That's his uncle, man. He's
That's
Mick
his
nephew.
uncle.
Right.
Yeah. People didn't really know that because he truly was from the West Side, you know.
Right.
So people
Right.
didn't know that was Mick Love's nephew, man. Like
Wow.
shout out to DJ, you know, DJ Mick, you know, Hurricane Productions. But yeah,
Sure.
no
Yeah.
doubt. That was his nephew, man, really low key.
Damn.
Like people didn't and it wasn't a low key thing, but no people didn't really know.
A lot of
you
people
know?
didn't know,
Right.
right?
Right. Yeah.
'Cause
It was
all they
different
looked
back-
out with
yeah.
was the white skin, you know. And that was one thing that he
Yeah.
always talked about. Like he got that 50. He said, "I got that 50,000 deal for us."
Yeah,
because of the way
he
I
said he
look.
had
Hey,
skin.
It's all politics then, right?
Oh.
But yeah, man, he
Whatever.
died. It was during the opioid
Right.
epidemic.
He had
Okay.
You
jokes.
know, when that
then.
was going on,
Damn.
Oh
he died.
man,
Yeah, he got rest his soul for sure.
Yeah, man. It was. And look, and
he's
then
free from
the
his demons now. So
original group we had with the ETs with these guys who set us
Right.
up. It was a girl Nina in the group. It was 6 of us. Me, Truly, Nina, Derek, Victor, and Anthony. A year later, after Truly, she died overdose
oh
Damn.
during
man,
this epidemic time.
So I
Ugh.
had a discussion, but you know, I for me, I'm always thinking. So I always said that, you know, sometimes you know, if he was an addict, you know what I mean. Sometimes I think addicts, you know, they reach out sometimes at the worst times. So sometimes I think they try to bounce things off people that say, "Hey, you be in my corner when I need you the most." So I told him last night. I said, you know, he could have been reaching out to you. He could have been screaming at you, "Hey, will you do this?" And he could have been at that time. He could have been at his lowest point. He could have been, you know, high at that point and said, "Hey, you know what? You know, sometimes people are at their low and they say, hey, you know what? I need you."
And you just read my mind.
Or it could have been he was at his lowest and he wanted to turn around.
Yeah, you just
he
read my
knew,
mind.
and he knew that reaching out to his closest friend was going to help him.
I feel like
you know,
I'll take it a step. I'll take it a step further, and even reaching out. I felt like what you just said about when he got out of prison. You know, like the question that Tori had asked. You know, how long was that? That was after you said a couple years after he got out of prison. So he reached out to you. That was more than once, and I don't know, maybe it was more than twice, but he was reaching out to you for a reason, because you know, because you
well,
were.
You got to also think
that energy,
if he was at his, you know, if he was at his lowest point, lower than anybody knew, he knew that you would be able to carry out his vision regardless.
Exactly.
Yeah.
He went from being like, man, like he was from the West Side. And, you know, we were like me, Joey, and them, the guys who did it. We were always Southwest. We wasn't too much on the flashy stuff.
Right.
Truly, he was a West Sider dude, always on the fresh, the jewelry, and getting money, this and that. We were Southwest. You know how we grew up. We wasn't khakis and white T-shirt every day. We fresh, you know. Like, that's what we grew up on. But he always grew up on this extra stuff and Gucci this and all that, and that's how he rapped, you know what I mean? And it was different, man. And so like from him to go from that, having a Range Rover, a house, and his own studio,
hit him hard.
Deal and this, and he rubbing shoulders with you know, the big guys, and now he done went to prison and he get out, and everybody doing big things, and now he's like, man, they ain't got nothing, ain't doing nothing, and
it's a hard reality.
When he ever did
reality.
He always took care of business before, and everybody else did it during.
We smoking all day. He like, nah, he didn't smoke. He didn't smoke until the end of the night when he got business.
And that's usually what the great ones did too. That's crazy.
He like,
That's
nah,
they
I
waited
don't
till
want to smoke. He wouldn't smoke at all during the day.
business before pleasure.
So you go back, because I mean, this is a really good friend. You go back to Detroit for the funeral. You bury a good friend. Once again, you're kind of soul searching, trying to figure out what the hell is going on in your life, right? You're like, man, I'm ready to make this move, going back in the rap game. What do you do now at this point?
At this point, I was gonna first I was gonna do an album with an artist, if you know him, from Southwest Detroit Soul. We was thinking about doing an album to, you know, to like kind of go against all the, well, we had two friends who, you know, him who overdosed at the time, the opioid epidemic, like do like a tour, that, you know, to kind of go up on that, to fight that type of stuff or something like that. But you know, I'm still soul searching at the time, so that didn't go on. It was like I wanted to do something different, even more, change my style of music to do something for God or about God. So I got in touch with my dude Raini from Cali. He does acoustic beats over the acoustic guitar, and that kind of, when I heard the beats he sent, it had a feel to it. And I was like, you know what, this is what I want to do. And so I started doing that, doing them type of songs and just recording them. And somehow my mom got them and she sent them to my pastor, like down south, like way down, like from where I was born, like at. And when I went back down there for a funeral a little while later, he heard them and was like, hey man, he was like, I heard some of the songs your mom sent down here. He was like, I know God working with you right now, man. He's working with you in your life. And he's like, he couldn't put his hand down. And he's like, I don't know what it is, but he like, are you ready to be a pastor now? You ready to preach? He's like, because God's working with you for somehow. He's like, I could just hear it in this music, man. And I was like, you know, he's like, but you got to give up everything else you're doing in your life. He's like, everything else, you got to give it up. He's like, if you want to stay down here with me for a while and I could teach you some things and I could show you, he's like, but you got to give up everything else you're doing in your life and I'll give you a chance. I'll let you do a practice sermon. He's like, I'll put you in the pulpit for your practice sermon, let you try and see how it goes, you know. And I was like, you know, I'm like, man, maybe this is what I've been waiting on my whole life. Because like ever since I was a kid, it was a lady like who came from Mobile, Alabama to our house a lot. And she always called me Bishop. Like since I was a baby. Bishop this, Bishop. You're going to speak God's word, Bishop. You're going to preach and Bishop and all the time. And I'm like, how am I going to preach? I'm just a kid. She's like, yeah, but you got to speak his word, Bishop. If you don't speak his word, he's going to whoop your behind, Bishop. And what is he? I'm like, what is God going to do to me? But hey,
he ain't done already.
You know, I went through some things, you know what I mean?
And I'm going to stop you there. As you said, this is 2017. You have this conversation before she passes. She tells you this story.
Yeah, I called her. And at that time, after I talked to him, I called her. And I asked her, I was like,
why do you call me?
Hey, Sister Sally, I was like, hey, did God tell you I was going to be a bishop? She was like, no, Bishop. He didn't tell me you were going to be a bishop. She was like, when you were born, I went to the hospital there. And when I seen you, he told me that you were going to speak his word. She was like, so then I just started calling you Bishop. She was like, that's the name I chose for you.
A baby.
You was going to speak his word. And I was like, wow, you know.
I just felt that all through my body.
I was like, you know, I said, yeah, I want to stay down here. I said, yeah, I want to do it. This is what I want to do. I'm like, this is the time.
Right.
But then at that time, I didn't have the money to stay down.
You didn't have no money. You didn't have no money.
I didn't have the money.
Right.
I'm looking to.
The family had a family house.
Yes. I wanted to stay in the family house, but that wasn't happening.
That wasn't happening. So let me stop you there. So this is great. So the family says, well, Malachi, banger, 40 ounce, weed smoker. he can't stay at no family house. He gonna party. He just gonna smoke out. He ain't gonna stay here. He ain't gonna become a minister, right?
Right.
He ain't gonna be no damn minister. What the hell is he talking about? So they said, "Nah, you're pissed off." You say, "I can't believe you. Nobody's gonna help me. Nobody in the family. I can't stay here." So you end up going back to Detroit, and you see your Cuban brother. You say, "Hey, man."
All the way back, I had a plan.
You had a plan.
Wait till I get back.
And this is a crazy, bizarre plan, but this actually is the craziest plan in the world. But it doesn't work, but it does work. So you see a Cuban buddy, and you tell him, "Look, give me a little bit of heroin, give me a little bit of coke. I'm gonna sling this, and I'm gonna make enough money, and I'm gonna be able to go back down south, become a minister." So
that's what it was.
Right.
I was gonna sling these drugs and go back and be a preacher. Since nobody want to help me,
which is bizarre.
I'm about to get this dope. I'm about to go sling this dope and be a preacher. For real.
Right.
That's what I felt like. I didn't think about how stupid it sounded at the time.
How crazy. You on a mission.
You ain't the first one to do it.
So stuck on
really ain't.
Jay-Z
really
did
ain't.
it. Biggie did it.
You ain't the
It's
first
all
one.
good.
It's okay.
Hey,
But no,
So-
I was like so stuck on I had to do this now.
Right.
All my life, this is what I was supposed to do, be a preacher. And
So
nobody
all
wanted to
means-
help me, and I had to do this.
So all of a sudden, something goes off on you, right? Almost like I don't know, want to say a paranormal, but more of like a dream. You see yourself in your hand, crushing this up in your hand and throwing it out the window.
Nah, like God spoke to me. God spoke to me. He told me while I'm laying there in the bed, he's like, crush those drugs up, crush the dope up, and take it and throw it out the window. And I'm thinking in my head, I'm like, first thing I thought, I was like thinking about how much it's gonna be. I'm like, if I crush it up, it's gonna be worth more, you know, when you break drugs down.
Right.
And in the middle of me thinking that, like, how much it's gonna be worth, in the middle of me thinking what I just said, he was just like, don't worry about what it's gonna be worth. He was like, don't even worry about that. In the middle of that thought, he was like, don't even worry about that. He was like, just crush it up and throw it out the window. And I'm like, man, I'm gonna owe him. Don't worry about that. Break it up and throw it out the window.
So yeah, because you're right, because you're on the hook for this. Because this guy
I didn't have nothing, so I went and got it fronted.
Right.
So I'm like, I listened to God.
Ooh, you got my anxiety high.
And I know this is God because I done been through so much stuff. Like, man, I'm telling you, this is so many things I know. So know what? I get up, I do exactly what I see him telling me to, like crushing it with the palm on the dresser. And then I take it, I open the window, pour it out the window, pour it out the bag. And then he was like, take the bag, telling me to tear it up. So I do it, like tear it up like that and just throw it out the window and close it. And I lay back in the bed. And when I lay down, I'm like, man, I'm thinking like, man. I'm like, man.
I'm in a lot. You boys are in a lot of trouble.
Man, then I hear hear a noise outside. I get up, I hop up, I go look out the window. I open the window up. It's raining heavy. Like,
it's making sure.
I was like, well, I closed the window. It kind of made me a little scared. I'm like, I guess he's like washing it away or something. Then. So I closed the window and I'm like,
all the drugs away.
I'm like, I guess if he's washing it away, I was like, well, God, wash me away too. Like, wash me inside, out, like, wash me all up, God. And before I made it back to the bed, I like fell to my knees. Like, it felt like he pulled me to my knees. I felt like a presence over my shoulder. And like, I couldn't look at it, but my mouth like twisted. And I started saying, holy, holy, holy. And then start speaking in tongues. And I know a lot of people don't believe that. Like, I'm from Southwest. I went to Catholic church and all that, you know, like growing up in Southwest. So I know a lot of people don't believe it. So like But hey, I started speaking in tongues, and first I was saying holy, like it was a holy presence in the room, and it made my mouth go holy, holy. I'm like, hey, this went on for the longest, like for days, man, that I was there, and I could feel this presence there. And I started like purging out of my mouth, and it kept going into these, like a sweater I had, and it was like, yo, whatever is going into, take it and throw it outside. So I went and I get up, I go throw it in the trash can. He kept telling me, whatever it touch and go into, throw it in the trash can. And I'm throwing it away. Then after a while, like the next day, I go to the church. I'm beating on the church around the corner door, like trying to talk to somebody, like, hey, tell them what's going on. That don't happen at the church. Then I go to the gas station, like I'm hearing different languages when I speak. So it sounds like I'm speaking Arabic.
Like a deliverance or something. Yeah.
Hey, 100%.
100%. I already know.
I can feel it. I go to the gas station. I tell the dudes down, like the Arabic dudes, I'm like, hey, man, I was like, what's this? I'm like, what am I saying? And I said something to him. He was like, say that again. And I said it again. He was like, that's not the same thing. He was like, say that again. And I said something else. He's like, that's not the same thing. He was like, how do you know that? He was like, how do you know that? I was like, man, I said, God, man. He was like, he said something to his homeboy. He was like, look, he's like, say something again. I said something. They were like, got to talking. He's like, how do you know that, man? I was like, I'm telling you, God, man. He's like, you know what you said? He's like, that's an old, ancient African language. He's like, how? He's like, there's no way you can know it. He's like, I don't know what you said. He's like, but I know what it is from me traveling to my country. He's like, so I know what you're saying. He said, I know what language that is. He's like, but there's no way you know that. He's like, how do you know that? I'm like, man. God,
he just kept repeating himself.
Yeah, it was a deliverance. You were being
saved. He just couldn't believe it. Like, and I was like, man, I left, man. I left because he was stuck, like, couldn't believe it. And I hear different languages when I speak, man. Like, and since that day, like, that still go on. And like, God, like, ever since that day, a friend of mine, like, he's like not really, he's a Jamaican dude. His name's Scorpion. He's not into the Bible and all that like that. You know what I mean? They believe in different, things. He's Jamaican. Like, they believe in, God, but it's a little different,
Right.
And he was like, man, he's like, you know what? He's like, the only way that I really believe this is because I know just before you were smoking weed, you was drinking, you was depressed, you had anxiety, all this. He's like, and it's all gone, just like that. He's like, it can't be nothing but God. He's like, now you just quit smoking.
He just looked at the clear picture.
He's like,
we discussed,
all just gone. He's like, it can't be nothing else, man.
Yeah, you were cleansed.
Well, so the 2014
in all aspects.
We said about 2016, 2017. You were dealing with demons. You were going back and forth. I want to become a minister, but you would say for a whole week straight or whatever, I'm gonna do it, and then you would go back to drinking. You would go back to
drinking, go back to smoking,
drinking. And then finally, you said one day, you know what? I'm going to give all my belongings away. I'm going to just do it. You called a couple people.
No, he told me, like, I never seen him.
Right.
But I could feel his presence. He told me everything in here had to go. Like all the jewelry, necklaces, watches.
It carried all that bad energy.
All that had to go.
It carried all that old, stale, bad energy.
To the trash can. Equipment had to go. So I called a couple people. One of my dudes who was in Purple Gang, like, I still refer to that because that's where I knew him from the beginning. But, like, called him up, like, yo, it's some stuff, computer and that. You can come grab it or whatever. He was like, all right, I'll come through. Called another guy, R&B singer. I used to help him out and record him a lot. So I just told him, look, you can come get it and start recording yourself. I ain't about to do that no more. You know, come by and get it. So he came and got it. I said, if you don't hurry up, it's going in the trash right now. So they came and got it. And when they came and got it, it was gone. I'm like, all right, cool. I felt like relief.
So what year is this that you shed all your belongings?
This is the same year like as when I got saved, like 97 or something like that. This is all within a matter of days. This is going on, a few days, and like God is telling me like to go back to my home church. Right. I went back to the church around the corner that I went knocking on, and a lady there, she came up to me. She was like, "Hey, God said He's gonna free you of your addiction." And I was like, "Okay, thank you. You know, appreciate that." And then I'm thinking like when I'm leaving, I'm like, my addiction. This was before that happened, matter of fact. And I was like, my addiction. I'm like, I don't smoke or none of that no more. Like, what addiction? Right. And when I went back that day, that's when he was like, everything got to go.
Right.
And when I got rid of everything, when the last part of the studio stuff was leaving, came back to me, God gonna free you of your addiction. And I thought,
I think you were saying
stuff all day long on the computer, record songs.
Right, because everything was connected. Everything was connected. All material things, everything.
Addiction. I was like, wow.
Right.
He freed me.
Addiction isn't always drugs. Yeah.
Yeah.
So I think you're telling me a couple people reached out to you in 2019. They said you're so talented, and said you need to do this music thing, and it doesn't need to be the rap thing, or it doesn't need to be rap. It needs to be, you know, God's given you this gift, you know, rap about God.
Yeah, and, I didn't want to rap no more.
Right.
I said I wasn't gonna rap because I'm like, God had made me get rid of everything. So I was only, when I was going to church, I went in and to become a minister and all that. They took me in.
And I want to tell you, congratulations, because you're a full-fledged minister.
Yeah. They took me in, gave me training, you know, practice sermon and all that. And it went well. So I became a minister. And I was like, you know, I was done with music. So I was, you know, singing in church and things like that. That was it. But then
trying to move on.
It led me to want to, I was like, make songs like I had the talent. So I was like, since I sing in church, I'm gonna make songs singing, like doing songs like that to give God glory and things. But the guy, like, you do the drums in church. He's like, man, he heard my music before. He was like, that ain't it, man. He was like, you need to rap, man. He's like, that's not it. I was like, nah, I'm not rapping no more, man. I was like, that's not what I'm gonna do, man. He's like, you can speak to a lot of people that other people can't talk to. You know, he's like, nah, but then I would sing more and then he would hear the singing song. He's like, nah, that's not it, man. And I would get, you know, I kind of got mad. I'm like, man,
frustrated. Like, what
man?
You
yeah, like this is singing, man.
You
like,
don't already,
I want to sing like these old school gospel people. Like, that's what I want to do, man. You know what I mean? I want to sing some praise the Lord.
Right.
That's what
but
I
with the right
do,
beat,
you know?
but with the right beat, everything. And I love your album. I listened to it a couple times already, and
hey, I appreciate it, man.
Yeah, as soon as my cousin sent me the link, I listened to a couple songs and I called him back. I listened to the first song and I called him, and I was like, wow, man, yeah, you got to get him on the show. So. I just felt
when I listened to, man, when I did the song, the first one, people heard it and they were like, yo, I never been able to hear any gospel rap and feel like, yo, I could listen to this. They were like, man, this is what, man. And like God like set me down and had a conversation like that he was gonna allow me to do this. He's like, but it ain't no chasing fame no more. He's like, it ain't no going back to jewelry. He's like, it ain't no more fancy cars, none of that. He's like, you can have new cars. He's like a new Ford or new Chrysler
from A to B. That's it. Get you from A to B.
Yeah, no going after Maybachs or
to
no
the studio
going after
and home.
This, new that, new fancy stuff, none of that. He's like, you know what I mean? And if I deal
You're
with
gonna get yourself a respectable car.
yeah, because he's like, I'm gonna be talking to people, and I gotta always be able to speak to people, and they gotta be able to respect me or feel like they can reach out to me at all times.
Well, they have to be you have to be relatable.
Where people can feel like, yo, I can't relate to them, or he won't be able to relate to me.
No,
like,
you have to be relatable.
To me,
relatable, transparent. Yeah. That's your gift, though. You're able to spread his message to people who would normally not listen because they think gospel is just, praise the Lord, hallelujah. Can I get it? No, it's not always like that. And they don't know.
They don't know when they see a pastor, and I've learned when they see a pastor up in the pulpit, look at where I come from. Every pastor you see in the pulpit came from somewhere.
Absolutely.
Everyone that you see, like even the ones that St. Anne's that we knew, they came from somewhere.
Yep.
They came from somewhere.
Yes.
So when we hear about, you know what I mean, them going through things, or sometimes they mess up, because you don't know where they came from.
They're human.
You don't know the struggles they go through.
Yep.
You don't know what they've been through in their life and how hard it is to go through, through things like that.
Yeah.
But that's the gift. That's the gift you have, is because they can relate to your trials and tribulations, and they can say, if he can do it, I can do it, and he can turn things around and be a gift to God and the world, and so can I. I don't have to follow this path because homeboys say it's cool, or media says it's cool, or you got the rappers who are floss and stuff, and they're renting these cars because they trying out here for the clout. Like you don't have to be that.
Right. Or their record label is whoever's paying the bill. Right.
Sure. The record label's pimping them out.
And that's right.
Hey, that's one of the everything I do, I have been just blessed. I've been able to start my own label, do my own videos, and put out my own music, everything and I have got a label, been chasing after a label, chasing after fame behind it. If don't nobody listen any of that, I'm still happy being a minister, happy with my life about it, and I just love it. And God make me you know what I mean? The more I stay happy with him, the more he keep me blessed.
So Bishop, I'm going to stop you there. 2020, awesome, you start your new label. You are born Bishop. You are born Bishop, of course, but you are reborn. I'm going to play music for some of our listeners. They've been asking, so
most definitely.
We're going to play it, and then just plug some of your stuff. Like I said, congratulations on being a full-fledged minister.
Yeah, for sure, man. Congratulations.
I love your story. I just want to tell you.
Hey, I just want to let them know that's anybody can be that. Look, man, if me from Southwest Detroit, and think about today, all the people that got freed out of jail and prison, like some people might look down on that.
Right.
Look, if they wasn't given another chance, they can be given another chance. Think about if I wouldn't have got another chance. Think about if nobody would have gave me another chance.
Right.
Me from Southwest Detroit.
Are we talking about Kwame or not?
Nah.
All of them.
All of them. Over 100 of them.
194.
Not even just him.
I hope that they all do good.
Think about if nobody wouldn't have gave me another chance. Right. If I wouldn't have been forgiven, I wouldn't have been able to deal with what God had coming for me. Like the karma that God had coming for me, I wouldn't have been able to deal with it. And before you put it on, I just want to say too, you got to learn, if you want forgiveness, you got to learn to forgive. That's a word I want to tell everybody. If you want forgiveness, we all ask for forgiveness.
For sure.
You got to learn how to forgive. I forget, everybody, I lost homies in the hood, lost homeboys to people close to me, best friends. And everybody who had anything to do with it or did it, I forgive them. Honestly, out of my heart, I forgive them. I clearly and clean forgiveness, plainly. Because you know what? I thank the Lord for forgiving me for the things I've done. So anybody, some people might not agree with me, but me, myself, to make it through the gates with my Father, I forgive anybody who ever done me wrong, from taking a candy bar to me to murder. I forgive you. And you gotta be pure and clean all the way. If we want forgiveness, we got to forgive somebody else. Because you got to think, we was all kids once. We was all wrong once. So I forgive everybody.
And that's the hardest thing to do.
We got to. We got to. We got to. We got to be able to, because we want forgiveness.
Right.
A lot of people think forgiveness is a weakness, but it's really a strength.
That's probably the second time that's the second time that I've heard somebody say that, to put it the way you did. First time I heard it, I was blown away by that phrase, and I put it in my notes.
Some people think it's a weakness to ask the Lord for, hey, Lord, could you please help me?
Ain't that crazy?
That's why look at the video. Look at that. That's crazy. You pull this up. Hey, and that's why I did the song like that. Some people think it's a weakness to just say, Lord, can you help me? And to ask him for help. But yeah, do your thing, my brother. I ain't mean to keep talking it up, man.
No, you're good.
No, you're good. You're good.
Yeah.
Love the aerial shot.
Beautiful.
Envision Entertainment, man. The biggest thing in videos.
Move, sir, move.
DJ Payne right there.
Yeah, DJ Payne, platinum producer, man.
This is more than throwing them bands up. You wanna kick it with us, then stand up. Little homie, you pull your pants up. You the game now. We're turning this thing around. Doing the Lord before everything else change now. You live like a movie in the A-roll. You ain't looking for things, just euros. No. We got a new life. Yeah. I never knew life. Yeah, I'm showing you life. They sticking in my back like a new night. It progress. Bless for the young with the praying hands. I'm anointed, so God, he gon' bless my brand. It don't matter where I go, I got angels around me. If you worship the Lord, you got anger around me. It don't matter where I go, I got angels around me. So they can swim and they hate, but they'll never drown me. Keep your faith up. Know that it's the Lord every day when you wake up. Open up your eyes, it's a whole nother day. I could have been dead, so I don't forget to pray. A lot of people not here, so I'm sending love from here to above. Lord, can you help me? Lord, can you help me? Yeah. Lord, can you help me? Lord, can you help me? Lord, can you help me? I wanna roll with us, man. Nah, we ain't blowing the games, bro. You wanna kick it with us, then stand up. You want forgiveness in your chance, bro. Just looking at what we're doing. A lot of people got ruined, so people make it through it. A lot of mothers, they cried. A lot of fathers, they tears that fell down from their eyes. It don't matter where I go, I got angels. If you worship the Lord, you got angels. It don't matter where I go, I got angels. They can swim and they hate, but they'll never dressed to the young with the praying hands. I'm anointed, so God, he bless my brain. He forgive me for my sins. If you ever need me, I can never go Lord, can you help me? 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 Lord, can you help me?
Dope hoodie.
What'd you think?
Love that. Love that. Powerful. The beat is dope too.
Yeah.
That was a blessing because of DJ Payne, man. He reached out to me on Instagram from a beat that these guys, the ETs, did for me, man.
Right.
Listen to last one. They did
Yeah,
a
I like
beat
that,
for me
man.
on a song, and he heard it, and he was like, "Yo, I like that." And this is a guy, you know, when you see the blue mark by somebody's name on Instagram,
Yeah,
I was
Right.
like, "Yo,
certified.
who is this?" And I didn't know who he was because I had been out of the loop for a few years and just getting back into it. And he was like, "Yo, I produced for Young Jeezy and Yo Gotti and Kevin
On
Gates." And I was
Right.
like, "Wow, you know, I was
Nice.
like, yo, let me check out some beats from you." And then, man, we've been talking. We got a regular relationship. Like, we kicking on the regular now. Like,
Behind the scenes.
platinum guy, people like that online usually don't talk to you every day.
Well,
Like,
that's
Right.
because he was reaching out to you, even though it seemed like he was helping you. You were probably helping him.
hey, it was a guy.
Your message was helping him too.
I wanted to.
So
I don't want to interrupt
yeah,
you, but
for
I wanted
sure,
to see this
for
video
sure.
real quick.
It was a
I was
It's an
just like,
exchange of
blessing.
power and
I just
energy.
wanted to play just a couple, maybe
Yeah, I
about 30
feel
seconds.
you.
But
That's for real.
Absolutely.
it's just my church. So.
He said it's my favorite though.
Yeah, anything with Detroit in it, man. Yep. I think I listened to like 30 seconds of it and I hung up and called my cousin. I'm not even
I
lying.
appreciate that, man. That's
Sure,
what's up,
man.
Appreciate that.
So good, God smiled on me. Yeah, took away my sins, made a child of me. Yeah, took me and the borders and no beginning. Yeah, everything I done, he said he forgive me. I feel that smile in the sky, all my pain go bye-bye. My depression is no more, not the man I was before. I just thank him and I praise him. People think I'm crazy, the things that he doing in my life is amazing.
So I got a question.
Yeah.
Of course, we've talked about it, but when did you guys film this? Was this in the springtime or when did you film it?
Summertime 2020, man. It was like, yo, guess, right, hot in the summer, man. It was like real hot out.
Like July,
I was
August,
running up
July.
with the suit on, man.
Yeah, he said I was burning up.
You can see, like, I was dieting, you know what I mean, trying to work out, get ready for the video, and like, so by the time when it was time to shoot, I had lost so much weight, and then I put the suit back on. It was big on me.
Okay.
Like, oh man, but it was too late to go get a new suit. It was time to shoot.
Right.
And so we
That's
got
okay.
it done.
You made it work.
Made it
All right,
work.
so the screen that you see on the back, this is the family house that he spoke of. So how old is this house?
Man, I was told it's like over 100 years old.
Wow.
So I see the satellite. So is it in the middle of nowhere?
Nah, that satellite came later, way later.
No, I mean, no. What I'm saying is it in the middle of nowhere, like in the country?
Oh yeah, way in the country, way down, like
way in the country.
Selma.
And they weren't letting you stay there. They were like, no.
Selma, Alabama, where Martin Luther King and all that happened. That's up. We're way under that.
Wow.
Like, if we went to Selma, we was in a big part of Alabama. This is way down in the country.
Okay.
So what inspired you to do this song?
Man, I got the beat from Payne, and it was called Grandma's Phone, and I was like, Grandma's Phone? And I just listened to the beat, and when I heard it, man, it just took me there. I remember my grandma. See, my grandma, she was a pastor back in the day too. Like, not back in the day, but she was a pastor, and she used to speak in tongues too. And I remember I used to make her mad all the time. And we used to like to make her mad on purpose just to hear her speak in tongues.
Right.
We used to call it make her talk that talk. You know, me and my sister were bad. Hey, we gonna run our go-kart into her house and make her come out talking that talk. we gonna call her up and make her, So we used to call her up and make her talk that
Looks
talk.
like Grandma got the last laugh, if you want to call
Yeah, because she used to look. Hey, in the song I talk about it, she be like,
dope,
"Yeah,
man.
you don't know now, but
That's
watch."
dope, man.
Yeah.
Yeah, man. So, and then it was when I did the song, the guy who did the chorus, man, he from Germany. His name Nelson. He did it so like it sounds so good, man. And this Christmas I put it out. It reminded me of the holidays, the feel of the song. And I was like, you know what? I'm gonna put it out around the holidays. I wanted to do a holiday song.
Right. It's very uplifting
song,
feeling,
man.
Beat. Yeah.
All right.
It gave me that holiday feeling, man.
We'll
play it.
Like my man Jeannie Lamb said, South Central. I said, play the music.
They still love since they used to call grandma phone. Since they used to go to grandma's house. I pissed her out. Then I used to take grandma big type of man like, boy, what is this? Mama sent this play. Let me get grandma straight. And you know what's all love? That's that grandma homemade. My grandma was a preacher to the day. You know she got some lovely way. I used to love to see grandma shout and speak that talk, but I ain't know what it's about, and I ain't understand. But I knew it was love, and I knew it was about God. It came from above, and it came from my heart. And she always spoke that, and always felt that, and always was that, and that was my grandma. And every time she picked up the phone, it's like, hello, child.
Grandma's phone. I used to call my grandma's phone. Grandma's phone. I used to call my grandma's phone. Grandma's phone. I used to call my grandma's phone. Grandma's phone. I used to call my grandma's phone.
She used to have a wooden church out on the hill that was on our block before I lived. And I heard so much about it in my lifetime. I used to pick the broken blocks in my lifetime. She used to tell me, young boy, that you gon' shine. Look at me with that old smile in her mind. Look at me when she get mad, speaking tongues. I used to laugh at her like, oh, here she comes. She used to tell me, she gon' tell my dad, he gon' give me a whooping. I'm like, oh yeah, bad. Nah, that she just smiles. Like, you don't know now, boy, but wait, wow. When God what you gon' speak to. Get them tongues out your mouth, you gon' see too. Hit your knees on the floor like she used to. Man, I miss my grandma, she was the truth. Yeah. But if I would've known, but I was so young when she went back home. That's a soul that the body can't hold. Only God can keep a man, watch it unfold. And look close to the sky, pray to the heavens to meet you and I. Hold me, hand by the hand, pray to the Lord and the seed for your man.
Grandma's phone. I used to call my grandma's phone. Grandma's phone. I used to call my grandma's phone. Grandma's phone. I used to call my grandma's phone. Grandma's phone. I used to call my grandma's phone. Grandma's phone. I used to call my grandma's phone. Grandma's phone. I used to call my grandma's phone. Grandma's phone. I used to call my grandma's phone. Grandma's phone. I used to call my grandma's phone. Grandma's phone. I used to call my grandma's phone. Grandma's phone. I used to call my grandma.
That was
love it.
gave me that good feeling. in the wintertime, I wanted to drop that, you know.
I was digging that vibe. That was
That
a good
might-
one.
Appreciate that. Appreciate it.
Yeah, that might have to be my favorite one right there, man. 'cause
Yeah.
I
Hey,
love my
man.
grandma. I love my grandmother.
I gotta
to
tell
death.
you,
Well,
brother.
I know what my playlist is going to be this Sunday while I'm cleaning the house.
Right.
Hey,
For
I
sure.
appreciate that.
I'm like,
sure.
oh snap! I got a whole new playlist.
Hey,
Well,
it just took me back, man.
don't
It
make
took
me
me
start
back.
crying, Tori.
Yeah, man.
Don't start
What'd
making
you
me
say?
cry.
Good time.
I know, right?
Don't start
It took
making
me
me cry
back.
now.
Like,
I'm
20
already emotional. Like, oh Lord, I'm gonna be a mess on Sunday.
Right,
And, that,
right.
and thanks to
Right,
DJ Payne One, like I told you, it was God sent. Like the way it happened. Like I don't even. I listen to God wherever He say do. Like
Right.
so, I don't even do nothing unless He say so. Like I
Right.
feel like it was led from Him, and everything that we pretty much work on, it always work out.
Right.
That's the way I
Hey
see
man, I hate to quote another rapper, but a fellow rapper, but hey, this guy's playing, bro.
it. Hey, for real, I
I
feel you.
mean,
For real,
that's it.
word, for real.
Yeah, it's all in divine timing.
No, that's the truth, man. They've been through a lot, did a lot, but hey, all
Nope.
the time. For
I
real.
appreciate
Yes.
you sharing
Yes.
your story,
Man, I
your
appreciate y'all
stories.
inviting me on, man.
Yes.
That was dope, man.
I appreciate it.
And this
Absolutely.
story,
And
like, I don't even tell people. Like, I don't tell people.
that's your gift,
I
though.
just
Right.
been born bishop.
Right.
That's it. Like, since I've been
Right.
out doing it, I don't tell people the Team Truly story, the Up and Smoke, the UIS story. I don't
Right,
tell
right.
people none of that.
That's why I
I'm
said,
like,
man, I appreciate you coming on,
Yeah.
your time,
I
and
do it for
reaching
I
out
did
to
it
us
for
and everything.
people
And
from my hood. You know what I
yeah,
mean? That's
yeah. And this is what
Hey.
we're,
real.
this is what we're trying to do. We're trying to do this to just evolve and help and
Right.
spread the word, and
Hey, I appreciate it, man. You're doing
Right.
it, man, for real.
For
Yes,
sure. I
you
appreciate
too.
that.
Keep spreading,
Yeah, I
keep spreading the
appreciate
love
you
and your
for
gift to
coming on.
people. It's
No
beautiful.
doubt. I
Thanks a lot.
appreciate y'all for helping out.
Congratulations again for being a minister. Go ahead if you want to plug your social media. Look out for his music. Go
Yeah,
ahead.
check
Plug
me
your
out.
social media for me.
Hey, Instagram at Born Bishop. Hey, I'm on YouTube. Just search Born Bishop on YouTube. Hey, Google me. Google. I'm Born Bishop on
Hey.
Google. You find me there. Everything. You
I'm a
know,
new customer and I
certified as
want
an
your
artist.
new smartphone deal. Well, I'm an existing customer and I'd like your best new smartphone.
Facebook.
Do you?
Facebook. Born.Bishop. So just look me up. If you look me up on Google, you'll get me as a certified.
Find all the
artist.
platforms right there.
Everything is there, man.
For sure.
You are available on. I saw you are available on Apple, correct?
Oh yeah, Apple. All the platforms. My music is there. And
sure.
if you an Amazon shopper, all the music is on
Oh, he just called me out.
Amazon.
Pick it up.
Amazon shopper is all
Bill
there.
attacked.
Right.
It's all there.
I got
you
all
know?
kinds of credits that are
Right.
going to go to you.
Hey, I
Hey,
appreciate it.
grab a couple,
I
grab
got
2,
all
3
kinds of
for your
credits.
friends.
Hey, for real, it's all
For
there
sure.
on Amazon.
Yes,
all
keep spreading the love. Keep working through God and all,
Yeah, and I
all
mean
of
that,
it.
man.
It's beautiful.
I
I
appreciate you
definitely
coming
love that.
on.
For sure.
You are
Yes.
blessed.
I really
You got
do.
a great story, man. Keep spreading the love.
Yep.
Keep up the music. I love
Keep
it.
working through him. Keep working through him.
I never listened to Christian hip hop. I know it even sounds weird, but
Not at all.
Right.
it sounds great.
Not at all.
Hey,
So,
I hear a lot of people say it for real, and I thank God for that. Like that's what he had me. That's what he got me here for. I know it.
Right,
now.
right.
That's
You
what
know,
I
I,
was told.
I didn't start listening to Christian music until, I don't know, guys, it's probably been about 10 years, but you know, I heard one little glimpse of Mary Mary and I was like, who is this?
Right.
Wait, what?
Right.
And then next thing you know, I was hooked. And even like, my kids will be in the car and they'll hear and you know, they're jamming and then all of a sudden they're like, are we listening to Jesus music? I'm like, sure. Yes, you is. But I'm telling you, anytime I need some uplifting anything, I turn to it. I turn to it. So I'm so
like
happy
I
to
appreciate you want to leave us
you're
with
here today.
because all of us need it.
What's that?
Oh, yeah.
You want to leave us with a prayer or anything? I know you probably got to bounce. We're gonna
most definitely, man.
Oh, please do. Please do.
Yeah, I could use a blessing.
I'll leave us with a prayer. Lord, we ask you to look over us at this time. Keep us all healthy, strong, Lord. Look over this country, Lord. Look over the new leaders of this country, Lord. Make sure they always follow your word, Lord. You are the ones who are really over us, Lord. You are the real leader, Lord, the King of Kings, the Lord of Lords. We know you really run this country, you run this world, everything, Lord. But the ones that you have put in place, Lord, we ask you that you touch them, Lord, and that they stay humble, Lord, and that they always listen to your word, Lord. We ask you that, Lord. And we ask you to help us, Lord, to be good followers at all times, Lord, of your word, to listen and do what you would have us do, Lord. We want to thank you, Lord, for everything you've done for us, Lord. You say through all things we have to give you thanks, Lord. And though we all have lost people during the sicknesses of last year and this year, Lord, we all lost people, but we still want to give you thanks, Lord, because through it all, it could have always been worse, Lord. So we want to give you thanks, Lord. We want to thank you for what we do have. We want to thank you for the people that we still have, Lord.
Yes.
We want to thank you for the ones that we still have, the people that you didn't take, Lord. We still want to give you thanks for that. We want to give you thanks for the good times, for the ones we had, for the people that we did lose, Lord. So we always want to thank you for everything, Lord. We always want to thank you. Just think about all the good times we had with them. It's not a bad thing going to a funeral. It's a home going. We're gonna think about all the good times, all the good music they love, their favorite movies, that the funny dance they used to like to do, whatever that was good for them. You know, it's a home going. So we're gonna think about the good times. Sometimes we get upset, you know, because we don't want them to go, but it's like that sometimes. We got to think about the best of it and thank God for what we do have, and just always just be thankful for the Lord through all
Lord
things.
God.
And Lord, we ask you to keep us with health, Lord. Keep us with our health, Lord. We ask you, Lord, to keep us with wealth through all of this, Lord. We not asking to be rich, Lord, but keep us provided, Lord. Keep us with food on our table, Lord. And we thankful, Lord. We thankful for every bite that we eat, Lord. We thank you for every breath that we take, Lord. We thank you for it all, Lord. We ask you to look over us, keep us, Lord. We know the enemy is out here, Lord, to steal, to kill, and destroy it at all times. But we know, Lord, that you are greater. You rose with all power in your hands, Lord. And we know that we can come to you at any time and you will protect us, Lord. We don't have to worry about anything. You said that vengeance is yours, Lord. All power is yours. All we have to do is come to you in prayer, Lord. And this is what we're doing right now, coming to you in prayer, Lord. Take care of the sick. We ask you to come with your healing power right now, Lord. Touch, Lord. In your name, Lord.
God.
In the name of Jesus, we ask and we pray.
Amen.
Amen.
Yes.
Thanks,
Amen.
brother. I
Lord
appreciate
Jesus.
it.
Amen. Thank you. Thank you so much.
Thank
Ooh,
you.
you got
Thank
me
you for inviting
crying.
me
Ooh,
on. I
thank you.
appreciate it.
Thank you.
Mask
I
up.
appreciate you for inviting me on. For real, thank you.
I really appreciate it. I really appreciate it, man. You have a good night. Stay
Hey, I
safe.
appreciate all y'all,
Thank
man.
you.
I
God bless.
appreciate
God
all
bless
three of you,
you.
for real.
Yep.
All right,
God
bro.
bless
I
you.
had a
Stay
great
safe,
time.
man.
Stay safe.
Hey,
Bye-bye.
anytime y'all want me back, anytime a new
Oh, yeah.
album or anything, y'all let
For
me
sure.
know, man. And I'm here. I
Absolutely.
appreciated it. Felt
You're
good,
always
you
welcome
know.
I'm a
back.
follower now. We're all followers. You ain't going nowhere now, man.
Hey,
We're
Stuck with us
connected now,
now.
great,
brothers
man.
and sisters
Anytime,
now.
man.
Thanks,
That's
brother.
what's
Thank
up. That's
you.
what
Take it
God
Thank
easy.
you so
wanted, man.
much.
Bye-bye.
Amen. Y'all have a good night.
You too. God bless.
Yeah,
Bye-bye.
bless.
What'd you think? I mean, man,
I love him.
You know what?
He's adopted. I love him. He got me
I
crying.
thought he was gonna start to cry. So
I already cried. I was already crying. You know me. I'm like, ooh, yeah. I was worshiping. I was in it. So, oh, that was
what do you
amazing.
think? You know what? I love his cadence. You know what I mean? Like, I don't know, like a real like reminisce
That's
of
his
baby
gift.
with you. I don't
That's his
know.
gift, and
Very
he's so
scary.
transparent with it and powerful at the same time.
I've never
Scary.
never met nobody
Yeah.
not even though we're not in person, I never met nobody like him before. So yeah,
Right.
I'm glad that he introduced himself to us. So
definitely reborn though, right? I mean,
oh, absolutely, absolutely.
I mean, from a banger to you know to a minister. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
And you hear these stories all the time, but you know the way his story went from getting in trouble to starting a record label to what I mean, becoming a full man.
He was cleansed and had a deliverance. Absolutely,
everybody's
definitely
got a path in a story, man. That's everybody's got a path in a story.
Well, no, I mean, even
no. Well, it was part of his life path to be where he's at. It was all written in his life. His soul, his soul contract.
Right.
We all have one.
And that
well, even the time where from the 3 to 4 years where he was still fighting those demons, like what I mean.
A movie.
You know what I mean? Like,
well, the human part of him was fighting the spiritual part of him.
I like smoking weed. You know what I mean? Can I give this up? You know what I mean?
Right.
So
yeah, that was the human part of him.
Like demons, you know what I mean? Those are
he was, and at the same time, what I respect the most about him is during whatever things he was doing. Obviously, he was maybe drinking. He was never smoking. I think he said, but when he was making smart decisions to leave this situation, leave that situation. So, regardless, I mean, whether it was his calling, God was calling him or not, he had to ultimately, in my opinion, make that choice himself to get away from these people, get away from that group, get away, and that right there is what started.
Well,
you know what I mean?
It's those cliches, one door closes, one other one opens up, all that stuff, So
it's true though. You have to trust and you have to believe, and as cliche as it is, you don't. It is you make that leap or you don't. So his human side was fighting with his spiritual side, and you can't serve both.
Right. And the thing that I always I learned through a lot of different ways and stuff like that, and nobody does nothing alone, man.
My lashes are wet. He had me crying. I'm blinking. These damn things are expensive.
Right.
Yeah.
These aren't the little glue-on ones. Like I could get these done. I'm like,
those ain't the Walgreens ones.
No, they don't come in a package. No,
$50.
No.
10 for like $3.
No, I'm like, ooh, these are about to crystallize.
No, but I just nobody does nothing or go, with makes it without help, man. I mean, whether you got to be able to ask for it. And that's the most.
You have to believe in a higher power, and whether you believe in a God or you believe in an entity, you have to believe in a higher power.
Take from it for sure.
If you don't, your life will reflect that.
Right. Well, it's crazy the way that, God kind of intervened at certain times in his life. It's kind of crazy, but, he knew when to, I was talking
divine intervention.
I've seen the writing on the wall on certain things, you know what I mean? Like time for him to
and I truly believe if you dedicate yourself, like I went through a whole, and I'm gonna contact him and tell him certain things that I went through, because I'm interested to see what his take is on, when my father passed, I went through a lot. Like I got rid of so much stuff.
It's a shift.
That I just didn't want to.
You're going through it. You went through a shift.
I knew what
I'm going through a shift right now.
I was cleansing my life, my life, not just my life. And I was going to church. I didn't tell nobody that I was going to church every Sunday. And I was praying every day and doing my Rosary Sunday in honor of my father, who did it whether he was, tired, buzzed, sober. He did it 3 times, 4 times a day sometimes. So, I kept his Rosary, and I told myself I'm going to, and I try to ask myself.
Well, you know what? You guys keep talking. I got to go take a leak. So go ahead.
Gonna dedicate.
I hope it all comes out okay.
Man, you beat me to it, but okay. No, I just said I'm gonna dedicate myself, to God. I mean, and it wasn't even really dedicating. I grew up going to church. I went to Catholic school my whole entire life, except for 1 year. My mother used to walk me to St. Boniface Church. That used to be right there on Rosa Parks Boulevard and Michigan Avenue or off the Service Drive. And I got, like I said, Catholic boy. I was an altar boy for a minute, you know. And
we won't tell nobody. It'll just be our secret.
And you know, but
no, I feel like there's times in your life when you know that things happen that you go through a shift and you either brings you further away from God and your spirituality, or it brings you closer. Personally, I can name 3 separate times in my life that I've had that shift, and I'm going through it again right now. And it's not by choice, but I know that that's where I'm going to find comfort, and so that's where I'm going, you know, and that's where I naturally gravitate to. And it's not always done. It's not always done by your choice. Sometimes it's
right. And that's what I mean. Like, it's not. I didn't feel like I was like I did a lot of soul searching, and I told myself, I said, you know what, you've got to wait. I realized that I just took that look in the mirror and realized I've gotten away from a lot of things of who I really used to be and grew up and was raised as.
Sorry.
And the only way I could find that is to
drinking like over 120 ounces a day.
is to go, you know,
it's like a
turn to God again. And that's why I actually have Virgin Mary.
I just wanted to give you
an update when I was 15 years old.
Just went into overtime, 113, 115.
I paid $20 for this tattoo, but that's why I got the Virgin Mary Guadalupe on my arm.
For $20?
Yeah,
that's a good deal. Did you get that on Amazon?
Yeah, he was tattooed, blued, and
No, hey, Rustin, we used to go to me and our cousin. Me and your other cousin used to go to the rest in peace. Bob used to do tattoos.
Oh, okay. I thought you got an Amazon tattoo. I'm like, man,
Amazon tattoo.
No, it don't.
How'd you get a tattoo for $20?
It don't rub off. And I need to do a cover up, but
lick 'em, stick 'em.
It was a lick 'em, stick 'em.
My great grandma, who was very Catholic, every time she's seen me, I have a tattoo that's really.
Oh,
it's like the first one. Say? Yeah, it's like the one that like it was $50. It wasn't really.
In the bedroom.
No, I got it at Gibraltar Taylor. What's that say? Taylor Gibraltar. That's where I got it.
The one on my back is Gibraltar Trade Center as well.
Yeah, exactly. So every time she'd see me, she'd go and she'd try to rub it off. She thought it was fake, and it's that bad. But I don't cover it up because I don't know. It's the first one I ever got, and it just meant something to me. I'll eventually cover it. I have like a whole plan for it, but yeah, it was $50, not too much more than yours.
$50.
$50.
You got color on yours though?
What did you say?
Did you get the color on yours? Stamp?
No.
Tramp stamp.
I don't have a tramp stamp that goes like this way, but I have. Okay, so there was an artist.
Sorry, we're going to the deep dark hole, but go ahead.
Yeah, there was an artist years ago that I loved his work. He did like futuristic like ladies, and so I have one on my back, and it's not the best. And I dated a tattoo artist that touched it up for me, and so it's nice and vibrant and colorful. But yeah, it's on my lower spine.
It's on your.
It's not like. It's on my lower spine, but it's not like you know the tribal tramp butterfly thing that goes across your lower. No, I don't have that. No. And then I have like big roses on my back and my shoulder. Big roses that I just got recently. They're really nice.
I saw a meme the other day, and the girl had like it looked like the Constitution on the side of her. It said something like,
"Give me a second, man."
There's a contract. I thought it was funny. Sorry.
Yeah.
I'm sorry.
So are we talking? Okay, did we just go from God to talking about bad tattoos? Because I have a bad tattoo story. Is that what we're doing?
Okay, yeah. Let's talk about bad tattoos. I don't have a tattoo, but go ahead.
You don't?
No, I don't have any tattoo. Yeah,
all the fuckery that you'll be posting, and you don't have a tattoo?
No, I don't have no tattoos. You know what I'm thinking about?
I'm totally judging you now.
The tattoo thing. I'm thinking about doing the tattoos of the girls, just like the names.
Do it.
Like on my arm or something. But yeah, I just wanted to get a tattoo. I don't know why.
My dad didn't get his first tattoo till like he was in his like 40s, I think, or maybe like late 30s, 40s. And now he's got several. Like I think once you get one, you're like, ooh, that okay. It's a little addicting. It's addicting. Everybody says no, but then when you get one, you think of other things that mean something to you, and you're like,
want to get like,
I can do that.
I got Roy Roger on my right butt cheek.
Roy Orbison.
How about there's a chick, and who knows if she's watching, but if she is, we're talking about you. She's got her kid's name right above her vagina.
Her what?
Her kid's name
Alex
on her bikini line. No. She's okay. You know how like girls will get like a tattoo like between their bikini line, like between the belly button and their crotch. Yeah, she got her kid's name right there. Like who? Why the fuck would you put your child's name there?
Oh,
that's
okay. Yeah. Wow.
Especially they're depositing there. Like what the fuck? It's terrible. Terrible.
Wow.
So listen, so you know, strip club story, because why not finish off the God segment with the strip club story? Because me and him are like this, so it's okay. Me and God, we talk about it. So we used to have this thing, you know, being a bartender or a cocktail waitress. Right. Bartenders and cocktail waitresses, they're not really friends with the strippers. Like maybe there's a couple. The couple that we are friends with are really the ones that are going to school and aren't just saying that they're going. Right. Okay. They really are. They really are in nursing school, right? Yeah. Lawyers. Yeah, exactly. Like there's a few, but there's always. So anyways, bad tattoos, right? So if we would spot out bad tattoos, but if you could get a picture of the bad tattoo, it was like you got extra points. Like we would have to buy each other a drink or lunch or a gift card. Like it was like a game, right?
Cash. There.
Yeah, just a gift or something. So, but you had to get it without her seeing. You take the picture, kind of you know, someone with a bad hairdo. So there's this one chick who's got all these tattoos, like her whole body is covered, but we could never really see what they said, right?
They're all separated and shit.
Yeah, random as shit. So one day I'm looking, and from the bar, the light hits her back, like her lower tramp stamp area, just the right way. And I'm like, what the fuck is what? So I come around the bar, I'm like, I got to get this. So I get my phone, and here I am pretending like a contact fell out next to the stage because I'm trying to, and I got my phone with the light on, right? Like I'm looking for my contact, but really I'm trying to get a picture of her tramp stamp.
Right.
And it's 2 boxing gloves. Okay.
Right.
Like the most terriblest boxing gloves you can imagine. And they're and it's kind of on her butt, you know. At first, I thought it looked like a ball sack. I'm like, is she got a ball sack on her ass? Like, what is that? So across going, I hope she's, fuck it if she's watching. So across in big bold letters, I'm like, what the fuck's that read? It says, hit it like a champ. Over her butt crack. Yeah, true, swear. I got that picture too, because I was on that shit. I'm trying not to laugh, and she's working that pole, but yeah. Hit it like a champ with the 2 boxing gloves kind of on her butt. And whoever works at the club, if she's still there, you tell her it's time to retire. Because that was
time to retire.
That was a good 10 years ago. Like it's time to go. Hang the gloves up.
Wow.
Hang the gloves up. I think she had her kids' names tattooed by her crotch too.
She got.
Oh, that's the same one, same person.
No, not the same person.
Okay.
That I was talking about.
Wow.
You know what she's probably got?
A lot.
She got. That's
where's this strip club at again?
I think that
asking.
Well, on 8 Mile. Hello.
It's over here. It's near me. Okay.
Yeah. No, the hit it like a champ one. God, that was so long ago. I think that was at Coliseum. I don't
do
Coliseum. The one on Michigan in Oakwood.
No. On 8 Mile.
Oh yeah, the Coliseum.
Yeah.
Listen.
So before Zach was able to know where I worked.
Yeah.
Oh boy.
And he went to a special needs school.
Right.
And he would tell the parents that came in And the teachers, my mom's a princess and she works at the castle on 8 Mile.
Hey, you know what? I lived on 8 Mile.
Oh my
so
God.
great.
We always went there.
Just made me snort a little bit.
Yes. And so I would go
God,
in, right? I'd go in and the teachers who I'm friends with now, right? She's like, you know, Zach is telling everybody you're a princess at the castle on 8 Mile. And he told like several classrooms, because he would go to classrooms like during nap time. He wasn't having a nap. So they put him in another classroom. You got to change
your profile to at
yeah.
Princess Tori.
So, and I would wonder why all these like dads at certain things are like, hey, yeah. Because his mom's a princess at the castle on 8 Mile. Huh?
Did you ever go to show and tell?
Wow. That was a good one.
And then once he realized, like, then when he knew I worked at a strip club, he was like, "Oh, mom knows hoes. Mom knows all the hoes.
Mommy knows hoes.
Mommy
knows hoes, and grandma's a bread whore.
And my grandma's a bread whore. Damn. Hey, I designed shirts for us. They're coming.
That's great. All right, so let's get into the NFL. Lions agreed to the term with.
This might be the only time I don't want to talk about sports over this.
Right?
Dan Campbell, what is your thoughts, Mr. Sporty Mouth? Dan Campbell.
I don't even know who that is. I don't even know who that is, man.
That's what my dad said. Who the hell is that?
That's what I said to all the teachers. I don't know who the princess at the 8 Mile Castle is. I don't know what he's talking about.
Dan Campbell's been to the Coliseum. No, I'm just playing.
So I guess they're having a losing record again.
He's had to been to one of them strip clubs because he was injured the whole season he was here. So back in 2000,
he was hitting it like a champ.
So
that's hilarious.
I can't.
Hey, if you're watching, call in, champ. No.
Don't call in. Don't call in.
No.
Just give you a quick update. The Lions fall. I mean, the Pistons fall 3-11. They just lost to the Atlantic Hawks. So that was an update. So they're down 3-11. So I say, hey, you know, the Lions signed Dan Campbell. He's like, yeah, who the fuck is that? I don't even know who the fuck that is. Who is that? And I was like, I don't know.
That might be a good thing this time, though, man. Yeah. You know. I don't know, man. I mean,
I don't know.
I'll give you a rundown. I know he's 44 years old. He did play 11 seasons in the NFL.
Okay.
Well,
who the fuck?
11 seasons. Also 11 seasons as a head coach. I mean, he played. Well, I remember him with the Lions. 2008. He was on the 0-16 squad. He played with Joey Harrison before Joey Harrison left. I believe and then he went to Miami. I believe they played together over there. I think, but like I said, he was injured the year that I believe we went 0-16. So, but yeah, he was a tight end. He was when he was on the field, he was a good blocker, pass blocker, you know, decent player.
You know what? Hold on. I gotta play this. Fuck that. I gotta play.
Go ahead.
No, I gotta play this. Fuck that. Where is it at?
Come on, champ.
Hold on. So
hit that button, champ. Okay.
This is who Dan Campbell is. So.
Man.
With yesterday's come-from-behind victory, the SCLSU Bulldogs earned a New Year's Day date with Red Bellevue and the Louisiana Cougars in the first annual. But not only has the Waterboy changed SCLSU's fortunes, he's got other teams looking around the sidelines for talent. In fact, yesterday, Michigan devastated by experimented with their towel boy wide receiver.
Good golly, Miss Molly.
So, was that Dan Campbell?
No.
The water boy?
No, he actually played for Texas A&M as a tight end, but
okay. So I just love that kid. He ran into a laundry list.
You too.
He said no, but no, that's funny though about your dad. I figured your dad would say something like that. Who the hell is this guy? You know. But he served in as an assistant, man, for the tight ends for New Orleans Saints since 2016. So
okay,
you know, I don't know, man. You know, I know we're gonna talk about you know, the new GM too, Brad Holmes, and I mean, like, well, let me ask you both this question, and then I'll answer my own two questions. What, if anything, you could take positive out of this? Why it might work? What would that one thing be, and anything negative as to why it might not work?
The positive is that they do got a head coach, right? So they did. You know, that's the question is, right? Who the fuck are they going to get, right?
Right.
So that's always the positive. But the negative is, once again, somebody new. The biggest negative is, so Stafford has 2 years left on his contract. I know that they made a statement and they said, we don't know what we're going to still do. He still got 2 years left on his contract, and they still are questioning what they want to do with him.
Right.
So
well,
that's the biggest.
That's going to lead.
But with a new coach,
draft.
it's starting over. There's a lot of start over and stuff. So
exactly. Yeah,
all
I mean that
LWO. You can't see the L because it's a green screen, but
right.
Yeah, same screen, same colors of green.
So I mean, you feel the same way, Tori, though, because you just made a good point, though.
Yeah,
you know, like,
absolutely.
You know, I'm always optimistic when we bring in all the times we brought in a new, you know, GM or coach.
I'm optimistic
or not so
too,
much
but
GM,
you have to
coach.
be realist as well, and know what bringing someone new pertains and what it, you know, you're rebuilding. When you bring someone new, you're rebuilding those relationships and the dynamics. And so, like you said, Stafford has 2 more years left, and these should be his last golden years of that, and already established and built and powerhouse kind of time. And instead, here we are, rebuilding
and it's
again.
obviously it's gonna lead up to, the main thing is like it just depends. Everything is riding on what they do in the draft, who they pick 7th. Do they go with Justin Fields? Do they you know and my thing is Brad Holmes absolutely no GM experience. Dan Campbell, absolutely no head coach experience. His offensive coordinator, his coordinators, offense, defense, and special teams, I'm pretty sure they don't, like they also have no, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, so it's like they call like you know, Rod what's the name? Rod's rookies. They're calling, you know, the guy that everybody wanted really gone, the president. I want to say, God, I forgot his last name already, but because I just got Rod in my head. But you know, he just needs to tuck his head in the sand. And you know, you got Corey Schlesinger there once again. I think that's a huge deal. But like I said, everything's not going to fall into place until they figure out who they want to draft, man. And even if they were to draft a Justin Fields quarterback, you know, that still doesn't mean Stafford's going to go. I mean, they can't afford to pay both, so you might think that, but it's the Lions, so you never know.
Right.
But I mean, yeah, you know, fresh start once again.
I
so
mean,
we'll
it's a fresh start. Let's hope it gets better than worse, right?
And like we talked off air.
And I mean, you don't got to do quite a bit bad for it to get worse. So there's a positive.
It can only get better. It can only go up.
There's a positive in that silver lining.
And you know, I had mentioned the Drake Tory. You know, the Pittsburgh Steelers. You know, they interviewed Mike Tomlin, was their head coach, and you know, won them couple Super Bowls. He was 15th on the list to be interviewed at the time. So you can't really, you know what I mean? He had no coaching experience too.
Yeah.
And I'm just saying.
I mean, maybe they got a wild card and we just don't see it.
I mean, there was Jim Harbaugh's brother.
And again, you can't get any. I mean, I don't even want to put it into the universe and say it can't get worse, because then the universe says challenge accepted. So I'm not even going to say that. So I'm just going to try to look for the positive and hope that they
be optimistic.
There's some, you know, that things go better than worse.
Right.
And these are they make the best of it and try to take advantage of this rebuild. And hopefully the dynamics and everything that come together will be, you know, a plus for them.
Right.
And they're moving in the right direction.
That's just a couple of examples. You know, like another one was Jim Harbaugh's brother, John Harbaugh. He ended up coaching for the got the Ravens job. And,
the Ravens
and had some success over there. And he was a special teams coach. So
I was going to say, he wasn't a head coach.
I mean, so,
he was special teams.
we'll see what happens. But
okay, well, this is what I
about
think
them
this is
Lions.
going to happen.
Uh-oh. What do you think?
This is what I see on the field next year. So just my thoughts. Hold on. I'll just play it for you real quick.
And hi, Angie. I saw you said hi.
Oh, yeah. What's up, Angie?
It's not playing. I don't know.
Hey, girl. Hey.
Are you still there, guys?
We're here.
No, it's not playing.
Like the Lions. It's like the Lions.
Right. No, you
Not
shouldn't have said that.
playing.
You shouldn't have said that.
Yeah, it's not playing. It's not playing. It basically was a Three Stooges, but
Oh, like
so-
us?
yeah,
Now, I was just about to
Wait,
say,
I
now
see
we-
the Three Stooges on the screen.
Right.
Three Stooges.
Yeah,
Yep.
yeah,
Trying
yeah.
to poke your eyes out there. Supposed to go like that.
Three Stooges. Oh, there it is. There it is.
Oh,
This is what I.
Oh my god.
That's what I see.
I love that episode. It's so hilarious.
That's what I see. The Lions.
there's me.
The offensive coach. The coach. Hold it. Yep. That's
Oh my
exactly
gosh.
that.
That was a good episode.
I remember watching that with my dad on a Saturday.
Aw.
Yeah. But
Hilarious, man.
that's exactly what I see. But
Bozo ball. That's called Bozo ball.
Yeah. So let's move on. So the playoffs just passed, or the divisional rounds. I was really surprised that the Saints lost. There was so much. Stephen A. Smith really blasted the Saints. Drew Brees saying that he choked a big cock.
Noodle arm. Noodle arm.
He said he basically, he saw his retirement because he signed a contract with basically being an analyst prior to his retirement. You think he was looking at retirement before he, you know what I mean? Like he was more concerned about his retirement than actually maybe winning another ring.
No, I wouldn't say concerned. I would just say even though it didn't show on the field, Tom Brady didn't, he's still alive playing this upcoming week. Tom Brady wasn't lighting it up either himself the other day. So if he would have lost, I don't know, man. Stephen A. Smith, I love that guy. I watched him for so long.
Right.
But sometimes I get a kick out of him. I watch that show, so ESPN's First Take or whatever the heck. Watched them all. That used to be my life. And then I got tired of watching them because I started reading into sometimes them saying things to get those clicks. So I think he's full of shit, to be honest with you. I think he's got two boys. And I had put it in the details, after the game. But I took it off. I thought it was just too much stuff to talk about tonight. But I'll touch on it. And, after the game, Tom Brady, he was out there with his sons and all that. They're good friends, and Tom Brady threw a touchdown to one of his sons and stuff like that. Just throwing the ball around to them and stuff like that, which I thought was pretty damn cool, man. And kind of that's what it's all about. Sometimes things are bigger than the game, and that shows you exactly the type of person Tom Brady is. How respectful he is to somebody like Drew Brees, who's done a lot for the game as well. So I just think he knew he was going to retire. Like I said, he's got a family. It's hard to really speak on,
I was just
but
wondering if he was looking for the end game before his game-ending game. So
I wouldn't say that. I mean, come on, that's like saying he threw in the towel before the game started. I think that's crock of shit, man. To be honest with you, for one of the he's a legend.
Right, the Chiefs barely scraped by the linebacker that gave Patrick the concussion. He apologized, and Patrick, he forgives him. So they barely scraped by, and they win that game. The Browns is not the same old Browns, right? So they're not like the Lions, the same old. They're actually a team to be reckoned with going into the future. I know you say the shitty Browns or whatever, but I mean they look for real, man.
The dog pound's back.
Huh?
I said the dog pound is back.
Yeah.
I don't know. I mean, they got.
That was a good game.
They definitely got a foundation, man, for sure.
Yeah.
They got, and most importantly, they have a quarterback, a franchise quarterback in Baker Mayfield. So, once again, like I said, he was very questionable at times. There was, I heard little whisperings about him last year and all that, but winning cures all, man. So yeah, there's definitely some good games.
And then, so the Packers, the Bills, they crushed the Ravens 17-3. I didn't really watch the game, but I knew that the Bills were going to win that game. I really thought the Ravens were going to put a better.
I thought it was
that game.
No, I didn't. I actually just I thought just see the highlights.
What'd you say, Tori?
I said I thought the Ravens were going to put on a better game than that. So
right, let's see how they played the previous week for sure.
Mm-hmm.
Right, and then the Packers, did they destroy the Rams? Because I didn't watch that game either, but I can't watch the Rams. So or the Packers.
Yeah, you know what? I don't remember what the score was on that.
32-18.
I don't. It was
32-18.
Okay, yeah, yeah. I did watch a little bit of that. Yeah, I mean, the Rams were looking pretty stellar last year. Last couple of years, but they obviously took a step back, but
right. So you got
man. I don't know the Packers, man.
You got the Packers and you got the Bucs. I mean, I hate the Packers win, but I know they probably are the team that probably going to take that game. But I would like to see Brady. I would like to see Brady win.
If Tom Brady plays the way he did last week,
he's probably going to get beat.
Aaron Rodgers, and I hate the Packers.
Well, I think you said it all. I think Tampa's defense is what won that game.
Right. Well, you know what though? The thing is, like, I kind of look at other little things, like the fact that nobody talked about Aaron Rodgers. Like he has an MVP season, so they were talking about him in that aspect. But as far as just like being a quiet 13-3 to me. Everybody was talking about Tom Brady, Drew Brees, retiring, Patrick Mahomes all the time. And, so I don't, it's a hard game to call, man. It's a very hard game to call.
So on the Chiefs against the Bills. So if Patrick is on his A game, does the Bills even have a chance?
Oh, of course they do. Of course they do. I think they do.
Okay.
But they're going to have, it's all, that's the thing, man. Patrick Mahomes can score. They can score at will, but they had their defense. Their defense is just that. Andy Reid, former Philadelphia Eagle fan. I love Andy Reid all the way since like early 2000s, but it's gonna be a tough game. So man, if you're gonna pick an upset, I guess that would be it, but. We'll see. Is he cleared to play?
There's a sweet moment at the end of the game. Tom Brady throws a touchdown pass to Drew Brees' son. Is that? You think
his last touchdown pass?
Well, it says Drew Brees' son is a sweet moment, throws him a touchdown, pass after the game was over. Was that pretty sweet? I didn't see that. Did you see that?
Oh yeah. That's what we were just talking about. But yeah, just. Like I said, they're friends off the field,
right?
And
I see them at the end when they said congratulations. They kind of look like they were, you know what I mean? You say they're friends, but I kind of look like they each other off, to be honest.
No, man, there's a lot going on, man. That's all.
Okay.
I mean, in my opinion, there's just a lot.
You trying to
There's a
start
lot
drama?
going on. Yeah.
You trying to start drama?
Let's get away from me. You know what I mean? But
no, you know, Tom Brady is the perfect guy. You know,
right.
Come on.
All right. So
He said perfect.
Right.
I guess stuff going on in the MLB, but so Don Sutton passed away in his sleep last night. He was 75.
Right.
So I didn't thought that.
I didn't see that.
Yeah. I actually reached out. You know, I did some research on him a little bit to refresh my memory, and you know, reached out to a cousin who is a big baseball fan, and he actually told me a pretty cool story. I don't want to butcher it, so I was hoping he would call in when we were talking about this, and he still might. But yeah, man, he's the most winning pitcher in Dodgers history.
Oh wow!
You know, he 324 games. His ERA was like 3.26. He's like, let me see. You know, he's the winningest pitcher and including strikeouts, innings, and shutouts. Cy Young and Nolan Ryan are the only pitchers with more starts than him. He had 756 starts. Obviously, it was a different time, you know, in his era, but still, man. He had 58 shutouts. Just to give you an idea how good he was, he had 58 shutouts in his era. And Greg Maddux and Tom Glavine, who you know are both you know, Hall of Famers, they had combined 60. So
oh wow,
that gives you an idea. Just
and he had 58 alone. Yeah,
right.
That's
you
great.
know, yeah. So
He's a legend.
You know, over 3,000 strikeouts. Only 5 other pitchers that have that. So. Yeah, I mean, he was a legend, man. He was a really great player, and he went into broadcasting after that, and so yeah, that's pretty sad. Pretty sad. I watched a little thing on his, you know, his son had posted. Or I read his son had posted, you know, about his passing. So I always get sad when athletes
up in the NBA. So this is now our 3-11. Horrible.
You sure they're not 11-3? Are you sure?
3-11 now. Lakers, Clippers, Bucks, Pistons are dead last in the power rankings. Man, I just thought their record would be a little better. Like I said, they are dead last now. So,
yeah, they might be lucky to win like 25 games, man.
Yeah, yeah. So we'll jump over to NHL. You know, I was posting. I was working the other day, and the game came on. And NHL is all over the map right now just because of the late start. Right. So there was a game at like noon, and I think somebody said, "What? Why is there a game at noon?" And I'm like, right. Late start.
Yeah.
You know, but Pistons are 2. I mean, the Red Wings are 2-2 now, so they actually don't look too bad, man.
They got a couple points.
Yeah, a lot of young guys. You know, Howard recently retired. He didn't actually sign with anybody, so he retired like 3 days ago. So he didn't sign with anybody. He retired, so he retired as a Red Wing. So, so I thought that was kind of sweet. So
yeah, that's cool.
Yeah, so he retired.
And took a lot of.
There's only one. See if you can take a guess. There's only one Red Wing left from that cup. He was a rookie that year. He's still on the Red Wings. He's a center.
Oh gosh. Well, I mean, I was going to say Zetterberg.
No, he's gone.
Yeah,
he's gone.
I miss him. Oh,
Zach has an autograph from him, a hat.
Oh wow, that's awesome.
Yeah,
gosh, I should know this. I should know this, but I don't.
Don't look at me.
Ahead.
Don't look at me, little puppet.
Who is it? Who is it?
I'm a princess.
What number is he wearing? Give me the number at least.
I don't even know his number. I mean,
99.
Ask the question.
He's probably going to retire anyways because he's in his 40s already. So, and he's actually hurt, so it doesn't really matter.
Thomas Holmstrom. No, go ahead. I.
All right, so we'll move on to.
You're not going to tell us?
Who was it?
I'm not going to tell you. You got to look it up.
Oh, motherfucker!
You piece of monkey. Like The Rock says, you piece of monkey crap. You.
Okay, so, I'll text you guys later after I Google it.
NCAA. So you want Howard? U of M team, they get blown out. So they're 11-1. They're still up in the rankings, but they lose to Minnesota. They got blown out, man. Did you watch that game? Check the highlight.
No, I didn't. Googling the center right now.
Yeah.
No, I'm not. I'm past it. I do want
to know.
I'm past
it. He said, "I'm past it. I've let it go."
No, I do want to know.
Let it go.
It's okay.
Let it go like Frozen.
Yeah.
Well, they did get beat, but that's okay, man. I mean,
that's okay, man.
They were good. They were bound to lose, eventually. I would think so. And like I said, they really didn't play nobody up until when they played Illinois, So
right.
And they just they actually won yesterday. I'm trying to think.
So
they did get blown out.
Got blown out.
I'm sorry, they beat Maryland. Oh well, yeah, they came back with a blowout of their own. Beat Maryland.
I didn't update their score, but
they'll get a good test. They'll get a good test this Friday.
Yesterday?
Say it again.
They played yesterday?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. And they'll get an even bigger test Friday. They play Purdue.
Oh, that'd be a good game.
And Purdue just won 4 in a row. And it's not like they beat really anybody themselves. They beat Michigan State, Ohio State. I'm trying to think of the other team they beat. So the teams at the bottom. So
right.
But yeah, I mean, like I said, we'll see what they're about once we get into them playing. Like I said, Purdue and maybe Ohio State. See how that goes. Because they got beat by Minnesota, and Minnesota is funny because Minnesota lost to. I looked it up. They lost to Illinois, I think, and we beat Illinois. So
right.
It's still early in the season, so I'm really not too worried about them.
Okay. So
not yet.
On the boxing, so I got Devin Haney. I don't even know what that is and what
Devin Haney, yeah.
So he says I want to fight for all belts.
Say that again. He's a lightweight. He got the WBC light heavyweight belt, which is like the bottom of the barrel belt, but so that's why he wants to fight Teo Lopez. He's Teo Lopez, Ryan Garcia, and my boy Gervonta Davis. Teo Lopez is the one. He's the one that got the belt, so I'm thinking he wants to fight him first. That'd be a good fight, man. Him and Ryan Garcia. Ryan Garcia just, he just won a couple weeks ago, won his first belt. And either fight. He's not gonna fight Gervonta Davis. There's no, he gotta start with Teo Lopez probably.
He gotta work his way up.
Yeah, and that's a good. Those are some really good fights. Those guys they're so young. Devin Haney's 22 years old, and he's like, compared to all of them, he's like the most well-rounded fighter. He's got power, speed, and number one, he's got defense. So the whole point of boxing is to get hit. There's to hit and not get hit. I could see him coming out on top, but by the end of the year, or maybe holding a couple more belts, if not all of them, because
right.
But Lopez is a tough guy, so we'll see though. We'll see. That's a good division, man. Lot of good fights.
Right.
So, and he's an up and coming fighter.
Right. So the Dream Skater was recruited to do the inauguration parade. I tried to find the parade. I didn't even know there was a parade. This guy.
I didn't see this.
Yeah, this guy really. I mean,
this guy,
a guy that just made a video to just his name is Dogface, to really just blowing up over the internet. He's selling merch. I mean, he's just great. But I'll play this video. I mean, a lot of people don't even know who the hell, how he became or whatever. I mean, just
making a video, drinking some ocean spray juice, right?
Yeah, people doing the same thing.
This became an overnight sensation.
We want your freedom. Where will I keep you then?
Good song.
Right. back. Even the guy that made the song did it. But you know, he became an overnight sensation, and like I said, I don't even know how that happened, but I mean, I don't even get invited to inauguration. He got invited to inauguration.
Right?
Wow.
What the fuck is going on? But I just think that's
You're
funny.
drinking the wrong juice.
Right. Because the guy that did the Fleetwood Mac guy even did the, you know, kind of did the copycat. But
yeah. Did you see the girl who read the poem?
no, I didn't. I didn't.
Girl. Look it up.
Any of the inauguration.
I didn't get a chance to watch a lot of it because I had some stuff going on.
Right.
But the portions that I did see, it was beautiful. And the young lady who read the poem, and I'm sorry that I don't remember her name because she deserves all that recognition. But I clicked on and don't, just because I'm emotional lately doesn't mean anything. Like it was absolutely beautiful.
Right.
Her just so profound, so
if you
brilliant.
find it, can you send it to me?
Oh, it's I'll tag you in it because it's all over Facebook right now. But
cool.
Angie, she was absolutely incredible. Just a brilliant young mind, and her parents must be so proud because I was proud of her. I was just like, I'm like clapping after. It was just beautiful.
That's awesome.
So articulate and powerful. Yeah, you'll like it.
So I posted this a couple days ago on our page. Dr. Dre is finally back in the studio after the hospital released him. I thought it was good that he got back in the studio. It really never said what actually caused the brain aneurysm, but you know what I mean? It doesn't like goes away. I know they can treat medicine and make it reduced or whatever, but they really never said what actually caused it. You know, he could have had this whole life and it could burst.
Yeah, he could have. A lot of people do have underlined that they just don't realize.
Right. And it doesn't.
And he has a stressful life, so.
Right. And he has to change his lifestyle. If he's still drinking, you know, he's got to stop drinking. You know, that definitely could be, you know, an issue.
Right, for sure.
Yeah,
Right.
I'm glad he's, you know, I don't wish death on anybody, so I'm glad he's good. Hopefully this was enough. Hopefully this is how I feel. I hope that he looks at it and holds himself accountable for his health and doesn't blame anybody else. Like people are saying, oh, it's, you know, his ex-wife is putting him through all this stress and this and that. Like we all have to be accountable for ourselves. And so hopefully this, you know, scare, because it is a scare, really woke him up and he changes his, you know, way of doing things for himself.
Right. And it's a scare for him and his family, you know.
And I'm sure it was probably a scare for her too. I'm sure she doesn't wish death on him. I mean, if she does, and that's terrible, but you know, that nobody wishes that on
maybe
anybody.
it'll be all for the best between the both of them and everybody.
I was thinking that too. You know, maybe there's a silver lining in it all, because there usually is. You just got to find it.
Right.
Look for it and find it. So hopefully it'll ease some of the tension in the whole aspect of things that are going on with them.
In the Dr. Dre house.
yeah, for sure.
So Phil Spector, I guess he was like a producer of the Beatles. Crazy guy, died in prison at 81. Just one crazy music producer or whatever. He died in prison. Yeah, you saw that?
I about a month and a half ago, maybe 2 months, I was watching I don't know what the name of the crime show was called, but
what did he do?
They dug into his story. That's the first time I knew about him. So
I know his name, but I don't know what he did.
Yeah, he used to be a record producer back in the day. His father, like, he's been through a lot. In the 1960s, he was the youngest to ever own a record label. He co-wrote and produced records for the Ronettes, Ike and Tina Turner, and then later on for like the Beatles and for like John Lennon and
I knew the Beatles and John
stuff
Lennon.
like that. But the story that I seen was that he had shot actress, like up and coming actress Lana Clarkson.
Oh
in the mouth at his mansion
at his house
in LA. Was it California?
Yeah,
I believe.
Yeah. He was a bizarre guy. He was a bizarre guy.
Yeah, really weird. And then he said that she kissed the gun. It was like actually told the investigators that she kissed the gun, and they found it. It was just I didn't know about him until I seen the story,
right,
on the crime story thing I was watching. Right. So I started Googling, and then when I seen you post this, earlier yesterday or whatever, a couple days ago, I was like, wow. Oh my God. Like I knew the name and I was like, oh, that's the guy. So when I did my research, I was like, wow, that's the guy I researched already. Okay.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Guy was really, he worked with a lot of legends,
I remember. I remember seeing them.
For sure. And that was a crazy story though.
Right. So the Betty White, oh my God, celebrated her 99th.
Love her.
Wow.
Betty for president.
Yeah, she is old and she's great for her age. 99. God damn, she's a lot of shit.
Funny as hell.
She is so amazing. I love everything about her.
Right.
And, there was this thing that popped up. I love all the clips they do of all the things she's done and the funny shit she says. And
I want to know how much. You know what? And I'm a dirty motherfucker, right? So I want to know how many presidents has she slept with. I just want to know.
Damn, I thought you were about to say you want to know how much money she's made throughout her career. Okay.
Right. I mean, who knows?
I don't
know. Honestly, I don't know. Do you seen Betty back in the day? She was fucking hot.
Yeah, she was hot, right?
Yeah,
she was super hot. Mm-hmm.
This guy at work.
I'm sure. Listen, I'm sure Betty got a couple under her belt, and I ain't mad at her. I ain't mad at Betty. Okay, she's 99 and she's still the coolest bitch at the party. Like, come on.
Right.
Well,
there was a guy at work wearing a Golden Girls shirt the other day. Actually,
about a week ago,
I have several.
They were talking about racing. If you guys remember Home Alone 2, they want that President Trump runs into Macaulay in the hotel. And he's like, "Hey, which way is this?" And he, tells them. So they were trying to erase him from that. So they were replacing him with all kinds of people. They replaced him with Biden, whatever the case.
Oh, really?
Yeah. So what they were doing, they were making fun of him. So Kristy Swanson, I used to love Kristy Swanson. I thought she was so hot. She's kind of conservative. So she was
the chase
getting roasted by a lot of actresses and actors saying. Standing up and saying that he shouldn't be removed from that movie or whatever the case may be. So I posted it. I mean, what's your thoughts? It's a movie. Do you think he should be removed? I thought that was a funny clip, that he's asking, which way is this? And Donald Trump in the right direction.
Right.
You think he should be removed from that?
I mean, were they doing it as a joke, or they really want to remove him from it?
No, they were doing it as a joke, but
I mean, it's a joke, and anybody that doesn't see it's a joke. I mean, God, why are you so uptight? Calm down.
No, but clearly, I'm saying if the studio went that far to say, okay.
No, I mean, it is what it is. To go ahead and
that's ridiculous. Jesus,
it is what it is. It ain't why listen. Would even if anything, let's keep the couple good things that he did that were okay.
They even put Macaulay Culkin with Macaulay Culkin. That's how bad it was.
Right. I mean, that's the least of the bad things that he's ever done. That was just bad. Listen, that was just bad acting.
Right.
Macaulay Culkin with the cracked out Macaulay Culkin. You know what I mean?
Right. Oh my goodness.
Damn it.
People are horrible, man.
That's terrible.
So
I feel bad for him.
Last night, it's $850 million fuck you dollars.
Oh, God.
Corey, what if you want it on Friday? What are you doing?
If I won it Friday?
Yeah, if you're winning it. Are you playing it? Are you playing it?
I'll play. I mean, I didn't have plans to play, but I'm not really a big gambler in a lottery.
Really?
No,
not even $2. Not even $2.
Yeah, sure, I'll play it.
So are you moving away and changing your name?
I don't think I'd tell anybody. I just start doing really good things for people, and I'm a humanitarian. I'm trying to save the world and all the boys with Duchenne's, and I'd open up a research center, things like that. I mean, I do some fuck you things, but I'd make a difference.
Okay. Alex?
So, I know what you're
well,
doing.
you know what? No, you know what? Actually, I was thinking about when you asked me the last time, and I was like, oh, why didn't I say that? Because that's what I would do. I mean, a few of the things I said, if I told my daughter, if I was to ever win all that type of money, that, and I told her this like years ago, like 5, 6 years ago or something.
Right.
You know, I'm a sports fan. I said I would open up a recreation center over here somewhere, wherever, maybe downtown or somewhere in Detroit, and I would try to make it, if I had to open up 2, whatever, I would make it big enough that there's, for all kids, boxing, baseball, hockey, basketball, all that shit. For kids. It would be a recreation center for kids.
How many hookers are you getting?
Yeah, my answer is the same, hookers and blow. So
yeah.
Hookers and blow.
Don't worry, I'll make a difference in the world for you. Yeah. I will wear a get-up though. I'll wear one of those like the big sumo outfits or something that's blown up so nobody can see me.
Hookers and I pick up the blow. That's all.
Yeah, I'd be in a sumo outfit. No one would know it's me.
Give a nice chunk to whatever Born Bishops churches. Probably give him a nice donation. But yeah, I mean, I would do good things. Of course, everything else around me would be taken care of. But
listen, you have that much money.
That's one thing that, like I said,
if you don't give it away and do good with it, it's just, I don't know.
It's all
not
about
that amount of money doesn't. You have to do good with it.
It's all about the kids, man. All about
the kids.
I saw this come up. Justin Timberlake and Jessica Biel they announced their second baby. Jessica Biel is so fucking hot. You know what I mean?
I love them. I love their love.
Do you? Do you love them?
I do. So yeah, I do. I love how he loves her. It's just great.
Right.
He's like her biggest fan. It's amazing.
Chuck,
that's awesome.
You know, with Chuck and Mary when they were firefighters or whatever.
Yeah.
Larry or whatever. And she's in her
Larry. Yeah, she's so hot.
Oh, God. She's got the fucking.
Well, before that,
before
that, it was Stealth for me.
Yeah, I was like, man, she's so fucking hot, and I was like,
hot.
You know, I was like, they fly right under the
Texas Chainsaw.
You know what I mean? Like,
yeah, she was
a lot of these couples or whatever, and
running
they fly right under the radar. Yep. You'll never see them post anything.
Sure was.
I was like, they stay married forever because. You know what I mean? Like they seem like a really cool couple. You know,
they seem like a normal couple.
Look up any of their acceptance speeches and the way that they just talk about each other.
Right.
Like
they like compliment one another.
Yeah, when he has an acceptance speech.
Fucking in love. So if you can love me like that, inbox me right fucking now. Okay?
Oh God.
Well, I don't know. You done killed that with the hookers, so I don't know.
Okay,
yeah.
Okay, I'm sorry.
and the blow, I forgot about that.
And the blow. So you know,
blew that.
Right.
So we announced earlier the 46th president. That sounds weird, right? 46th
girl with the boxing gloves will call you.
Biden was sworn in earlier today. What a big day. What
I'm
a president.
excited to see his first 100 days.
Country comes together. This country have been so divided in the last 4 years. I really hope that this country comes together. The feds paid $10 million in ambulances, EMTs, to brace for the popular violence. I'm glad there was no crazy stuff that happened today. So,
well, they're all arrested.
Right.
Well, you
all arrested.
You there? I'm trying to think. You were there. I can't. Well, we posted the guy that was right here. You were there. 75th. Okay. The horn.
Yeah.
So yeah, they arrested everybody, right?
Well, actually, no. They said there was like 200 involved. So there's like 100.
Yeah, no, they're okay. So did we talk about this? The guy
that was a couple days ago.
Did we talk about the guy that took the podium? I can't remember.
Yeah. They got it done.
Yeah, and how he's a stay-at-home dad.
Right. Wow.
Okay.
And his wife's a doctor, and I think it's ironic because so many people on
a lot of those
that
people
side. Listen, so many people on that side, right?
Right.
When Black Lives Matter had their marches and this and that, they're like, "Don't you got to go to work?" Like,
hell no, I got to.
You got jobs? No, he really doesn't have a job. I mean, yeah, he takes care of kids.
Right.
But
that was their
the kids
job,
when you were stealing the podium.
Right.
Your nanny. Talk about entitlement. Like,
The
come
last thing I wanted to
on.
bring up was MLK Day just passed.
Yeah.
And just what a day, and then ties into today, right? And first black woman.
Right.
So what a huge day for the country. And I want to play this video. It's a buddy of mine. He has a podcast. He's been actually doing a podcast for a long time. I mean, he's wrote a book. He's got actually several books. I used to work with him at Comcast when we used to live in Detroit. Live in Detroit. His name is cute. His name is Quincy, but he has several podcasts.
Oh, I saw.
So
Yeah.
I want to play this video. Great guy. I love the guy. So
Is that the one who had the What's Your
you know,
Purpose?
like I said, what an important day that it was Martin Luther King's birthday on Monday. And then Wednesday,
Yeah, it's really good.
we swore the first black vice president in. So this country has come a long way since Martin Luther King. So I'm going to play this, and then we're going to end the show. So
Taking a long ass time, but everything's coming together. Gotta get through the hard shit first.
Yeah.
yeah, right.
Tonight kind of sparked my curiosity about something. Time travel. I'm really curious about that. Does it exist? Has anyone ever done it? And what would I do? So I Googled some things, just kind of checking around to see if maybe perhaps this is a phenomenon that actually exists. Has someone done it? And if I was able to do time travel, what would I do? What would I do? Would I try to catch a glimpse of a dinosaur? Or maybe roam the deserts of Egypt and see exactly how they put those pyramids together? Would I get the winning number to the lottery? Maybe I go back in time just far enough to spend an extra few days with my mom before she passed away. What would I do? What would I do? I'd fallen asleep at the keyboard. And the next thing that I knew, I was standing in the parking lot of the Lorraine Motel in Memphis, Tennessee. That's when it struck me. That's what I'd do. I'd go back in time and change history. I'd save all of our heroes, and perhaps black people could make a movement that we never thought was possible. So I will begin here at the Lorraine Motel, room 306. Dr. King, open up. Dr. King, please come to the door. Dr. King. The door opened, and it was him. I didn't know what to expect. I, for sure, had never seen him in person, and I really didn't know what to say or what to do, so I invited myself in. And even though he didn't know me, he let me come inside. He shut the door, and I began to explain. I explained how I knew for certain that he would lose his life this evening. And even though I couldn't explain how or tell him why I knew this information, I begged and pleaded that he stay inside the room. Because if he leaves this room, he will most certainly die. And he will die this evening. He explained to me that he knew the consequences of everything he'd done. And even though he may certainly be led to death, that he would not leave our people or our struggle behind. And he would not fear any violence that may come against him. And I understood this, but I still pleaded and I still begged, please do not go outside. I know for certain that you will meet your demise. He turned away from me and he said, that's okay, because our movement shall go forward. And for that, I will forever live on. As he walked away, I looked down at my watch. It was just a little past 6. And I began to whimper and sob uncontrollably because I couldn't stop him. He didn't want me to stop him. What could I do?
little children will one day live in a nation where they will not be judged by the color of their skin, but by the content of their character. I have a dream today.
So I thought it was a perfect way to end the show. So
I agree.
What a great time for the country. Hopefully we come together.
Amazing video, man. It was cool.
Huh?
That was a cool,
Yeah.
really good video.
Well, you know, I think that's perfect.
It was
because
sad
I
and
think
beautiful all in one.
if you were able to go back into time and actually talk to Dr. King or you know, anybody like that made that sacrifice, right? He probably would tell you the same thing, you know.
I would say shake his hand and say thank you.
Absolutely.
Right.
Absolutely.
So
powerful.
Right, definitely. So thanks, guys. Great show. Thanks, Bishop, for coming on.
Yeah, thank you.
Thanks, Quincy, for making that video. Like I said, great,
awesome, man.
Great day today. Everybody go play the lottery. You never know.
Yeah.
Mask up. God bless. Stay
God
safe.
bless.
See you guys
You as
on
well.
Saturday. Actually, you know what? We got to tell you, our guest ended up something coming up. So we're going to have Chop It Up on Saturday, and we're just going to see what happens. So
that's cool.
I'll see you guys on Saturday. God bless. Stay safe.
You guys take it easy.
Bye, guys. Be safe.
Talk to you on Saturday. So have a safe one. Good night.
Much love, guys.
Bye. Love you guys.
All right, I'm gonna play this video. Hold on. Let me cue it out. So give me a minute. Peace, guys. Good night.
Night.
Good night.